Absolutely perfect day for racing. Happy Father's Day, everybody. Welcome to the riverbed of Northern California. We're in Marysville, and we are set for round number 6 of the Rocky Mountain ATV MC NGPC series, presented to you by FMF, hosted by our friends MX Racing. Jared Fisher and company doing a fantastic job as you take a look at the Yamaha finish chute. That is the goal when we get set to go here in just a few moments. Who will cross the finish line first and take the checkered flag in women's Pro 2 and Open Pro and all of our other categories set to go. Hello, everybody. My name is Jack Corpella from the Racing Jack YouTube channel. Alongside me, I thought it was Ricky Carmichael a few hours ago because he just took off and lapped the entire field. Mr. Mark Tilley from the Dirt Bike Magazine channel. Hey, great ride out there today. Congratulations.
Thanks. I mean, these guys did an amazing job on this particular course. The crew here, from the people that take your money at the gate to the guys that are out there on the water trucks, they're out there all the time doing stuff. I came here last year for the first time. The course was pretty good. I didn't get to race it very much. Bike broke, but man, I got to race it a lot this year, and it's way better this year. They've learned a lot. They've watered, everything. What the course that you're going to see that these guys are running, it's going to be about 7-minute lap times, but man, it's a great course, and it's off-road. It's Grand Prix racing. There's some motocross in there. There's some river rock stuff that I still can't figure out how to ride, but it's a great course. I can't say enough about the facility and everything that they've done here.
It's going to be an exciting show, and I'm so glad you are tuned in along with us, guys. Stay with us all the way to the end. It'll be a fight to the finish. This, of course, the last race before summer break. 2025 has flown by. We've got storylines aplenty. We got championship battles to update you on. Also have some breaking news that we'll keep you abreast of. And if you hear us cough or sneeze at all, it's because of all this
It's the cottonwood trees.
It is not snowing. But before we go any further, let's give you a lap around this racetrack. A little bit of moto, a little bit of off-road, some riverbed action, and there's nobody better to tell you about it than Mark Tilley, fresh off his performance.
It flooded last night. I don't know who we're watching. This might be Giacomo. So this is kind of in the riverbed section, kind of on the side, and they're kind of go down this, and then they'll make a right-hand turn right here, and then go down into like a river rock section. And river rock is something, if you haven't ridden on river rock, like right in here is river rock, and they don't put any water down here at all. But you can see that there is some moisture underneath. And then they pop back up onto like the river bank basically, and they'll go back down a couple times like this. They did a great job. This was yesterday. I was out there this morning. The course is watered. There isn't the dust that we're not going to see the major amount of dust, but it kind of winds around, goes up on the river bank, and then goes into the river bottom. Right here it steps down, and in the race we'll see a lot of water here because there's a water main that broke last night, and then they kind of go on river rock, and this is really tough to ride. You kind of treat it like sand, but it holds up. You don't sink down in it. But when you get on the gas, it reacts just kind of like sand. So you go down in the river, and that's the river actually off to the side of the course. This I didn't realize in my races until later on, but it's a log option. You can jump the log or go around the log. If this is, I think this might be Trevor Hunter that we're watching, his onboard. So then you kind of come around, go down by and there's the 5-time going by him right now. So yeah, this is going to be Trevor Hunter.
I'm trying not to get roosted just from watching this GoPro shot. This looks, you better have your chest protector on here.
And there's a lot more water down on this, and there's a river right off to the side. But there's a lot more water down on the course right now. Not as many people have been out on it. But you kind of come by this, and then you'll do a sweep around, and then that kind of ends the off-road. Like you'll kind of come back the other way. And it looks like that's Mason Simmons going by Trevor. We're going to have to crank up the Swiftie music to get him going.
Yes.
So we're not getting roosted in the track map. But so they make this right-hand turn, go down this straightaway, and then they make a left, come back out of the river, and then go into like a sand track section and do a cool little sound track and then come back onto the moto course. But like I said, the facility here has stepped up their game. They've definitely gone and made it to where they've made improvements on something that was already good. So I'm looking forward to it coming back for many years. It's definitely worth the drive. If you're thinking from Southern California, some of our Southern California people aren't coming, but man, it's a great facility and a lot of fun.
Yes, indeed. We appreciate everybody coming up here for round number 6, as it looks like we're just moments away from AHM call-ups. As soon as we get word, we'll introduce you to the rest of this field. But I think this track really exemplifies what NGPC is all about. A little bit of moto, a little off-road, a little rocky unpredictability. It's going to be cool. And I do believe we are set for our AHM call-ups. We are just moments away from dropping the green flag on this race, but before we do that, for the final time this summer, before we go on break, let's meet today's starting lineup. Are you ready, Marysville, California? Yes, we are. And we begin in the pro women category. And ladies and gentlemen, a young lady who made us very, very proud in WMX Pro Motocross at Paula, taking the win. We said she's one of the fastest ladies in the world. She backed it up out of Riverside, California, on a Honda CRF 250 RX for Monster Energy SLR Honda. Let's hear it for Michaela Moto KK Nielsen. Big number 1, representing, been a year and a half since she has been defeated here in NGPC. But a young lady coming up next knows that cliche, on any given Sunday, anything can happen. Ladies and gentlemen, she's one of the fastest women in the world. Comes from Redwood City, California. Rider of the Troy Lee Designs Gas EX 250F. Let's hear it for Ava Silvestri. And competing for the Blue Crew today on an 813 Yamaha, the ever-improving, always tough, Ty Woolslayer. Once again, you're taking a look at AHM call-ups, the fastest ladies in the world competing here at NGPC. If it looks like fun, come join them. Come have some fun. We now turn our attention to the 250cc category we call Pro 2. And we begin with a man who has had a dominant season, looking to complete his swan song here in 250 and eventually step up to 450. His family's watching. Good Monday morning from Australia out of FMF, RPM, KTM Racing. Your point leader, Mason Simmons. Also with us from Australia here today. Happy Monday morning to his friends and family watching at home. This man rides a Husqvarna FC 250. Let's hear it for Sam Pretschirer. Starting from the number 3 spot today out of Murrieta, California, out of Gainslinger Human Performance on a Husqvarna FC 250, playing hurt, shaking it off. Here is the one, the only, Cole Zeller. Out of Temecula, California, this man rides a Husqvarna FC 250 out of Three Bros Hatch Husqvarna with his lovely mother turning the wrenches on this machine. Let's hear it for Mr. Supercross, Kai Aiello. And starting in the number 5 spot today, this man rides the number 41 KTM. Let's hear it for Noah Gordon. And the number 7 spot on a 185 gas. Here is Zachary Curling. Starting today from the number 8 spot, he rides a 924 gas, looking to make a big impact. Let's hear it for Jordan Moss. Two-stroke fans, where you at? Time to smell some premix with this 631 Yamaha YZ250 out of SVC. Let's hear it for Cody Simpson. This field is stacked. So much talent here in the NGPC series. If you're watching live, we again ask you to please give it a share. Text a friend. Let them know we are on. Don't miss a single thing as we now turn our attention to the Open Pro category. And the man we introduce next is the Rubik's Cube. Everybody trying to figure out a way to solve this dominant rider out of Hollister, California. He rides the KTM 450 XCF out of factory Red Bull KTM. He is the five-time defending champion. Put your hands together for Dante Oliveira.
That was impressive.
Starting from the number 2 spot today, we got to say congratulations, fresh off his win at the Baja 500. This man rides a Monster Energy SLR Honda CRF 450 RX out of Utah. Let's hear it for Tyler Lynn. Starting in the number 3 spot today, he scored a historic win for Beta last year. He finished second here at his home track last year, looking to get on top of the box for that proud Italian manufacturer once again with his father, Brody, turning the wrenches. He rides a Beta 480RR out of Liquid Moly Beta Factory Racing from Lincoln, California. Here is DeMartille. Starting in the number 4 spot today, also from Hollister, California. What a season it has been for him. Ever improving, lightning fast. He rides a KTM 450 XCF factory Red Bull KTM rider. Let's hear it for Mateo Oliveira. Out of Three Bros, Hatch Gas all the way from Italy. This man rides a Mitch Payton prepared Pro Circuit Kawasaki. One of the toughest riders in the world, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear it for Giacomo Redondi on the Kawasaki, looking good, looking fast. Boy, he looked so tough yesterday. We'll see what he can do. Starting in the number 6 spot today, on a number 111 Kawasaki, let's hear it for Seth Sadora. And a very, very special surprise entrant today in the 450s. Unfortunately, he had problems with his Kawasaki 250. Team Giacomo Redondi, Billy Fulmer, and John Brash, and the whole team said, nope, you're not going out like that. We got a spare bike for you, with his lovely wife holding the umbrella. Let's hear it for the 142, the Cowboy, Colton Eck. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your starting lineup for round number 6 of the NGPC series. We are ready to go, and what a great gesture by Team Pro Circuit, Billy Fulmer, John Brash, the whole crew. Colton Eck could have packed it up and went home, and they said, no, we're not going to let you do that. You're going to ride Giacomo's practice bike here today in the 450s.
I didn't know that until you just said that. That's pretty amazing. I mean, I've worked with all those guys, and they are a great crew. And former Kawasaki rider, if you need anything, you can go down there and ask John and the crew down there, and Billy with the team. Like, just really, really cool. And that's huge. That's $10,000 plus motorcycle right there.
Absolutely. We're moments away from the national anthem, and then we will get to some horsepower theater with storylines aplenty. Can anybody stop Dante Oliveira? Tyler Lynn comes in chasing about 30 points. Dare DeMartille hoping to get the win, and I do believe at this time we are ready to salute this great country that we live in, that affords us the freedom to enjoy adrenaline, speed, and the greatest dirt bike series in the world. Please stand for the playing of our national anthem. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go racing. And yes, we have a starting gate here at Marysville, but we talked to Craig Hunter of NGPC, and he said, you know what? We left off the gate the last 2 rounds. That's really not what we're known for. We're going to go back to the very difficult dead engine start. There you take a look at the 200. Keep an eye on that team, Liquid, Molly, Beta. I know all the boys from Factory Beta are watching, so welcome to Carlin Gardner and Benny Bloss and truck driver Vincent and the whole crew. Just saw them at High Point on Friday. They said they were going to race on Saturday, and then they were going to turn their attention to Dare DeMartille on Sunday to see if this man can get it done. He was oh so close in Paula, but there's a problem, and that problem is doing jumping jacks right in front of him. That is Dante Oliveira, who is just absolutely unbeatable. Let's take a look at today's starting lineup in the pro category. A little down on entries. It is summer. It is hot. We've got a lot going on. We hope to see more competitors. I'm calling them out. We want to see them back here when we resume racing, but it's a very talented field of Tyler Lynn, Dante Oliveira, Mateo Oliveira, Seth Sedora, Giacomo Redondi, and Dare DeMartille. Should be a great fight to the finish. It was a fight to the finish last year, Mark, as Dare and Dante were nose to tail for much of this race.
Yeah, and out there in the race yesterday, Giacomo Redondi, he's kind of got a new lease on life with that pro circuit Kawasaki ride and that whole crew. It's great to see. It's great to see him back. It looks like he's training. It looks like he's gone to back to Italy a couple times and raced some other stuff, and it's definitely just a really cool thing to see him. And I mean, he threw down big time on yesterday's pro event, and I mean, kind of dropped everybody, and even Dare couldn't keep up with him or go from there. So it's great to see, and I think that if he gets a start and gets out there, he can be one to win.
All right, as we take a look at the women's category, Michaela Nielsen, Ty Woolslayer, Ava Silvestri, another stacked category, Pro 2 stacked, and we are just set for what should be an epic round. We will take a break before we get going. As we take a look, Nick Stover, JT Baker, Trevor Hunter, the 22. He's 2 for 4 this year. All right. NGPC round number 6. We got some weird feedback here in the booth. Sorry. Excuse us. We were just trying to figure out
what that extra noise was.
The world that extra noise was. Nonetheless, we are set for another great live stream. Big thanks to L&N Media Services here with us. Lane Lorenzo looks to be tough in the 2-stroke A category.
I heard that we have our spotter, Scott Perkins. He's already texted me and said that let's do this. So he's our spotter for us out there and getting us all the the dirt on stuff. And if you're watching us and or listening to us and you know something or we say something wrong and you have our phone numbers, text us. We need all the help we can get, that's for sure.
We appreciate all the spotters out here, guys. And again, like I said, let your friends know we are live. We want as many people watching this great broadcast as possible. Let's give these racers all the exposure they deserve, as we are moments away from this dead engine start. And very, very important to get the whole shot here. I talked to Dare DeMartille. Like I said, he knows his track pretty much better than anybody, being that it is his home course. And they said there's plenty of room to pass in the moto section, but it gets very nebulous, dusty, and hard to see down there in the riverbed section. So you don't want to be trailing. There's a huge advantage to being the leader, and that is why the whole shot is oh so important. Look at the manufacturers battling.
Yeah, you definitely want to get to the off-road section. So just like a lot of these races, you go from the start, you go through the moto section first, and then you go into the off-road. So these guys are going to go through a moto section, the main moto track that we see here that we didn't get to see on the preview, but the main moto track, and then into the off-road. You get to the off-road first, and that's half of the race right there, because then you're making dust for everybody else. Not a huge amount of dust earlier in the day when I rode this course, but it every little bit helps, especially with these guys, the talented field that we have. The Pro 2s are kind of they have to go through the dust no matter what. So what's the fact? You do all your facts.
Oh, man.
What's the fact
I was
about
going to wait till later in the broadcast. Of course, we got the cotton, but you know something, this area known for its riverbed as well. I do have another bit of a strange fact that did you know that this area boasts a distinctive Chinese heritage? It is home of the Chinese American Museum, also known as a small two-charm city designated as California's oldest city. Marysville, about 45 minutes from Sacramento proper.
Well, and they have a bunch of tracks here. Because right next door is E Street. My very first race was down the street at Riverfront. We went to a place last night for steak.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me.
I told you about it. Don't even try it.
It was a cloud of dust when it was time to find you. I got the hint on that one. That's okay. I enjoyed my tuna fish packet.
Right. I saw the sushi, the gas station sushi that you had.
I did survive after the $1.79 sushi.
We went to a place right over the river called the Silver Dollar Saloon.
I love it.
That was absolutely amazing. And I guess at one point in time it was a brothel. But now they make really good steak sandwiches.
All right, what a combo. Anyhow, here we go, guys. Set for this dead engine start. Who will get the advantage? Keep an eye on the 24, the red-hot Tyler Lynn. Everybody knows. Try to get out and get in front of Dante. That factory beta 480RR. Here we go. The big number one, Dante Oliveira with the whole shot. Bad news for the rest of the field. Oh, look at Dare DeMartille. He's fighting hard. He's trading bait with Dante already. He knows time is of the essence. Dante fights back and don't know exactly where the whole shot line is, though, but we saw 2 lead changes in a quick period of time. Dante Oliveira out in front. Dare DeMartille, though, that should be a precursor to just how bad he wants the win here. Keep an eye on the number 1 in this section as well. That's Mason Simmons out of Australia, his final year in the 250s. In fact, he's hoping to clinch the championship and may step up to 450 by the end of the season at our final round if he can score a big win here and get enough points. 250 start coming up, dead engine start. Cody Simpson at a disadvantage trying to kick it. The number 1 of the Australian, Mason Simmons, out in front. Mason looking smooth, looking fast. And I'll tell you this, just like how everybody wants to see that Hayden Deegan, Jet Lawrence showdown, I want to see the Mason Simmons, Dante Oliveira showdown. We may be treated to that at the end of the season if Mason continues like this. He's on another level this year.
Well, and the way that they just started right now, that's Sam's in second. These guys train together and ride together a lot. We're going to see these guys are going to battle. So I don't think that now that Sam got a start right behind Mason, I don't think he's going to let him go.
Here comes our next group coming up. This is our Pro Women, Moto KK, Michaela Nielsen. To the left of your screen, somebody might jump the gun there. Not sure. Ty Wolfslayer, either with a big hole shot or left a touch early. Not sure if it was a stellar reaction time.
We'll just say good hole shot because she killed that.
We'll call it a good hole shot, and there's Moto KK working her way up. We're going to hear more from Moto KK during this broadcast, but we are very proud of her. Like I said, she backed up my credibility and made an honest man out of me, because I always call her one of the fastest females in the world. Well, when you show up at a Pro National WMX event and win it like she did in Paula, I think that backs it up. I think now is this our plus 25 category getting ready?
I believe this is our Open A, or our 250A class, because that looks like Kodiak Lehman getting ready to start, and Kodiak getting a pretty good start. But I think that this is a 4-stroke 98cc Open A class, I believe.
Very cool, very cool. Multiple categories taking off here, multiple gates. We'll keep you abreast of the finish on all of them. A lot of talent, a lot of riders climbing their way up. Of course, we always focus on the 22. He's coming up, Trevor Hunter, in the plus 25 category, 2 for 4 this year, looking to score another win. Great aerial coverage here. We want to thank all of our great live stream sponsors. It begins with Honda, Precision Concepts, Skaggs Racing, and Seek Concepts, bringing you the drone coverage here today.
Yeah, that shows you all the line options and stuff like that. So yeah, in that last class, that was the 4-stroke Open A class. And this will be Trevor Hunter's, no? Yes, this is the plus 25.
Plus 25 category. Flying out there. Now, this moto section is great. And, Mark, I mean, you were whipping it out, man. I saw you showing off your aerial skills over there. You can really get some serious airtime off of some of these tabletops, huh?
Yeah, no, it's this jump right there. That's a huge jump. I'm not doing that one.
What do we call it, a camelback?
Yeah, it's just too big for me, that's for sure. So my son Jacob Tilley was showing me how to do that on a 125, and
wow,
I just said no, I'm not going to do that. So
well, with age comes wisdom, right? and plus you had like half a lap lead, no need to push it.
Yeah, that's what I keep telling him. It's so this section that we're seeing, that's one of the farthest away. The reason that's Mason and Sam going at it in the Pro 2 class. The reason why there's water there is we had a water main break last night, and they had to modify the course a little bit. But, man, like I said, the track crew got on it. They got it done. They only cut off about 10 feet, which was pretty amazing with the amount of water that was in there. So we'll see. We got to see this section in the course preview, and they kind of go up on the riverbank and then back down into the river bottom, come back up, and then we'll see some other stuff in here. Like you could see the water down in there. All that's from that water main break. But it makes it very interesting when you come back down onto the riverbed and go through the river rock, because riding on that river rock's hard anyways, and then you throw water in there and it makes it even a little bit more tricky when it trying to stay upright. So it's kind of like sand, but a hard sand that kind of moves around a little bit.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I'm not sure there's a course that more exemplifies everything NGPC is all about. Look at that, even a log, rocks, sand, water, a little bit of something for everybody. Dante Oliveira, though, looks like another Sunday drive for him. Dare knows, don't let this man get too far out in front. Dare was very disappointed after Paula. He put on a great performance, had nothing to be ashamed of, but I know he was so close to Dante. He really wanted that win and thought that he was going to be able to get it. So we'll see if he can get a little vengeance here for the Beta Boys as they continue to chase down KTM here at round 6.
Well, and the top 3 guys are all from around in this area, so they know, and they know each other. I think Dare was over on E Street track yesterday trying to make some money in a motocross event, and so, but with Dante out front, Dare in second, and Mateo in third, it's these guys know each other and they ride here a lot. But this is a section to where it goes into kind of a sand track. I think they might call this the vet track. But cool little jumps and stuff like that, but more a sandy base than what the main track is. And then they'll wind around a little bit, and then they'll come and transfer back over onto the main motocross course. And we'll hear them coming right by us.
Yeah, remember, you can follow along with live timing and scoring, too, on the NGPC website. Right now, you're looking at the battle for first here in Open Pro. 5-time defending champion Dante Oliveira holding off the hometown boy Factory Beta's Dare DeMartille. Dare continuing to fight, though, as he gets an idea of what the pace will be here. He knows he followed Dante all around this facility 1 year ago. It will be a fight to the finish, and that's what we love to see on this broadcast. We love great battles, and they have certainly treated us to some, as we welcome you once again to round number 6 of the NGPC series, last race before summer break. Lots of battles, lots of news to update you on. I told you we will get to that all throughout this broadcast. If you're new to this series, we'll go a minimum of 90 minutes. Some of the most finely conditioned athletes in the world getting ready to complete lap number 1 through the Yamaha finish chute. We go. Look at them tightening up. Wow. Dare DeMartille, that Factory Beta, right on the tail of Dante Oliveira. We cruise past pit lane, and from what I understand, we're going to hit pit stops right at about the hour mark. We got a great battle. Don't go anywhere, because we've got a lot to sort out when we return. Stay with us, guys. Round number 6 of the NGPC series. We'll be back right after this.
No, it wasn't like okay. It was here, and I was like, where's it coming from? It's off, and I can still hear it. I'm like, something's not right. And then your phone was lit up, so I hit stop it. And I was like, oh crap, you got on some kind of podcast.
Probably like a 80s TV show.
Thanks, fellas.
Business in the front, party in the back. The all-new Kawasaki Ridge.
Welcome back, everybody, to round number 6 of the NGPC series. We've got some heated battles. Jack Rapella, Mark Tilley here with you. We want to thank Precision Concepts for being here on site. Bob Bell, Robbie Bell talked to the legends earlier, and they are here doing what they do best. And right now, look at this 1-2-3 battle. It is a KTM sandwich, and Dare DeMartille is the meat on that Factory Beta. As Dante Oliveira just checked up a little bit through the water, that enabled Dare to close in a little bit. And think about it, guys. We're just getting started. We're only about 10 minutes into this race. We'll get some live timing and scoring going here before too long. And again, we remember that you can go on the NGPC website and follow along. That's a great race companion for you as you watch this broadcast on YouTube. We'll keep you updated on the Pro 2 category as well. But as for now, Dante doing what he does best. Talk to the crew. Bobby Dawson, his head mechanic, said he didn't change a thing on this motorcycle. They're hoping it's business as usual today, and they can have another commanding performance. They said after this round, they will turn their attention into preparing for 6 days. It'll be all about heading over to Milan, Italy, and trying to win the gold medal. That's what Dante wants more than anything. And there is the very precarious water section that was pointed out by Mark Tilley earlier on.
Well, and then if you look at this on screen, you can see that that's all river rock down there. That's the actual river bottom that they're racing on right now. That's all rocks. But you can see that there is sections underneath the rock that you can see exactly where those guys are going, and that's moisture. And I was talking to some of the people from around here, and the track crew was basically saying that that's where the water table's at. Like they don't really have to put very much water down out there or whatever, but that's kind of what you're seeing is the water table. So it's pretty amazing.
Well, Mateo Oliveira in hot pursuit of Dare DiMartile. Keep an eye on Mateo, too. He has gotten so fast, just continues to train with his brother. Talked to his mechanic, Josh Zoppelt from KTM2, and he said that they made a little sag change yesterday, and they were really happy with the results. Travis Wells is actually here from WP Suspension. What a feather in the cap for this team, and that could be bad news for the rest of the field as they look dialed in the suspension department. But I got to say, Dare's bike hooking up as well, and you can't underestimate the seat time here. I don't know if anybody has as much testing and as much seat time at this track as Dare and his father, Brody.
Yeah, like I said, the top three guys ride here all the time, and they ride around in this area all the time. Sometimes they ride with each other, but it's definitely going to see. It's nice to see Tyler Lynn holding his own with these guys because they definitely have local knowledge, and right now they're kind of feeling each other out, feeling where they can go fast, where they can kind of conserve a little bit of energy, and it's definitely going to get interesting when it gets later in laps. It'll be cool to see. Even Giacomo, these are the top 5 guys, and they're all in the same little section of the track. So it's definitely nice, and it's a shout out to the track crew that it's not like the guy out front is getting out front and just dusting everybody out. So they've done a great job on this facility. And like I said earlier, if you've slept on this track a little bit and you figured, that will be one of my throwouts, you might want to come to this one next year.
Love this facility. It's beautiful. And I'll tell you, the godsend here today on Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, everybody, by the way, once again, is when I watched Hangtown Pro Motocross a few weeks ago, and they had triple-digit heat only about 45 minutes from here. I said, oh, boy, how hot is it going to be when we get to Marysville? But cool and comfortable. It was about 82 degrees at the start of this race. Cool breeze blowing, and that will help these athletes as we are only 15 minutes gone into this 90-minute affair. Keep an eye on the left-hand side of your screen. The results in the Pro Women category. Moto KK out in front. She's 3 rounds into WMX. Talk to her. She will be going east as well. They're running 3 rounds, I think, New York, Indiana, and Budds Creek. I'm so glad she's okay, too. I don't know if you saw the incident she had in Denver, collided with the young lady on the Kawasaki Stallings. It was scary. They both just shot off. I talked to Moto KK about it yesterday. She said it wasn't a takeout. It wasn't anybody's fault. They were just both on 2 lines that came together, and they met with a head of steam, and both shot off like ping pong balls.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive how fast they go around the national track. Like, they're doing all the stuff that everybody else is doing, and they look great doing it. And Moto KK, like you said, you got to be proud of her throwing it down for the off-road crowd and making us look really good, like we know what we're doing, and kind of on her shirt tails basically. But and just a great human being when it comes to talking to her, and very well spoken. I talked to her and her dad before, and it's great. Like, you see her out putting in the work just like everybody else is, and it's great to see, especially Mark Samuels and the SLR crew giving her the freedom to be able to go and do other stuff. It's pretty cool.
I second that. As you take a look at Giacomo Redondi, Pro Circuit Kawasaki, he has done a great job improving. As I told you, his head mechanic, John Brash, back there had this thing looking like a show bike. He was wiping down the tires, putting on the Dunlop stickers, polishing the bolts. We also want to give a big shout out to suspension expert of that team, Bones Bacon, who is home recovering. We understand Bones is going to be on the mend for a little while at home, so get well, Bones. Certainly hope everything's well with you. And, of course, we hope to see Mitch Payton out at one of these races eventually as well. But certainly Giacomo and team has proudly represented pro circuit here this year.
Yeah, I didn't realize how extensive after Paula Bones I was talking to him on the phone about it, and he was saying that he had eye surgery and he had to basically lay down. Like, he had a massage table that he basically lived on for a month and a half, and now he's able to kind of get up and move around a little bit. But yeah, shout out to him, and hopefully he gets better. But he had surgery and then doesn't know if it's fixed yet, so you have to wait a little bit to see if it's actually fixed. So I know that he's a big part of that team. And then Luke spinning the wrenches in the suspension compartment back at Pro Circuit, kind of giving them the settings that they need. And Billy and the whole crew, like that's another team that's fun to be around. Always willing to give you the shirt off their back. Just like, the KTM guys, Bobby D and the guys down there, same way. Just have a story out on the KTM 300 that Dante raced at the two-stroke championship this year. Just came out in the magazine. But dealing with all those guys, it's great. The pro teams, they're very approachable. So if you're around in the pits and you want to get some information from those guys or talk to them, they're always approachable. So, but man, look at this. This is an off-road section. They got tons of water down on it, and these guys are right on top of each other racing. This is awesome.
Yeah, no doubt. Dare seems to close in a little bit. That might be the home field advantage. Dare seems to be just a little bit more comfortable on that water section. Dante may be just a bit conservative, and rightfully so. He's out in front, making sure he doesn't make a mistake. But Dare able to maintain that gap. And just a few moments ago, you mentioned the two-stroke nationals. Want to again emphasize how proud I am of this NGPC crew, because this was the 1-2 that we saw at the two-strokes. Dante Oliveira, Dare DeMartile. It seems like everywhere these guys have gone, they have proven that they're two of the fastest in the world. This was the battle we saw at Paula for 90 minutes, as we're now 20 minutes into this one, and that factory beta 480RR continues to try to hunt down Dante Oliveira. Talk to Brody DeMartile, Dare's father and mechanic, said they were going with the Bridgestone X20, a soft to mid tire for today's race. I figured I would write that down, because I'm like, if anybody knows what tire, what compound to run at this track, it's got to be Brody.
Yeah, and you kind of go in between, like for the guys that are running Dunlops, in between a MX-34 and a scoop tire, an MX-14. It depends on what you want to set it up for. Oh, wow, they're jumping that log. That's pretty impressive. Dante kind of pre-jumped that thing, and that log on TV right now doesn't look that big, but it stands about 4 or 5 feet tall. So it's pretty impressive that they're able to do that.
Speaking of that second place beta, again, guys, we want to thank Beta, the official motorcycle of NGPC. Remember, if you visit ngpseries.com, $5 will get you a raffle ticket for the 2025 450 RX to be raffled off at the end of the year. How cool will that be? Now, I told you some breaking news as far as the end of the year goes. Mark, I don't know if you've heard all the details on this, but NGPC is teaming up with Best in the Desert, and for round 8, it looks like at this point Havasu's in question. It may be off, but we are headed to Laughlin, Nevada. Great place. I've been there for multiple desert races right alongside the Colorado River. Great gaming community, tons of restaurants, casinos. Cool place to be, so I'm excited for that one. In fact, I know the Beta boys are watching. I've been twisting their arm trying to get them to bring that semi out to a race. So Carlin Gardner, if you're watching in team, let's get you to Laughlin this year. How cool would that be? It's after the SMX playoffs.
Yeah, and I've never been to where they're talking about the facility is. I've been to Laughlin, but never been to that facility. They say it's like right across the street from the Tropicana Hotel there, and that's amazing. These guys are definitely working for some new venues and bringing something new. I will not be the person that is going to cry for Havasu to go away, because Havasu for me is not the most fun track to ride, but if everybody's got to race it, you might as well go. But that will be pretty cool with the casinos naturally right there, and there's a huge amount of rooms there for everybody to hang out and go, and it's just great to go to a new facility. The other thing that has been released recently is the Swap Moto Series race series is doing Grand Prix in Big Bear, And I know that the NGPC guys are talking about working with them and maybe possibly doing something with them at this year's event. I believe that's the end of August. So maybe that might be on the schedule and kind of go from there. So it's great. I think everybody involved with this stuff and doing stuff behind the scenes. Aaron Cook was the one that got the Big Bear thing going, and it's great. These people are putting in lots of work to make this happen, and they're not making millions of dollars. Like you see what the NGPC crew has done is really impressive. They're putting all the money that they're making back into the series and back into this live stream. And put it in the comments if you guys like what these guys are doing. It's a great thing to see people be selfish or not be selfish and just put in the work and make it to where it makes the sport better. So just so that we can see live racing like what we're seeing. It's amazing.
Amen. Pit board's coming out. That 1-2-3 battle still fast and furious. Giacomo Redondi trying to climb up into the top 3. We'll see if he can do it. And I'll take it a step further, Mark. According to NGPC's the very talented salesman, marketing expert Craig Hunter, he's telling me the Swap Moto NGPC Invitational Big Bear Grand Prix set in stone. It's a done deal.
Well, and
August
that would be
21st
awesome.
through the 24th will be a non-points paying event. The first year they're going to test it out, and it also is going to coincide with 6 days, so some of the pros won't be there. But for the amateurs and the rest of the pros that are staying stateside for that one, it'll be awesome.
Yeah, I'm going for sure. There's a Colt Nick going by on that borrowed motorcycle right in front of the Pro 2-liter Mason Simmons. Sam Pritchard, I believe, should be coming across in second in that Pro 2 class. But yeah, that's amazing. I know that I have Scott Perkins giving me the details on the Big Bear race, and it's August 21st through the 24th. So, and I know that they've released it, that there is going to be limited amounts of entries. So there is going to be a date that I think it's the beginning of August that the website will go live and let you sign up. So again, thanks to Aaron Cook and the Swap Moto Race Series guys. Swap Moto, Don Mieta himself for being a part of that as well. So Don working for Cycle News and Dirt Rider, and he knows his way around an off-road course as well.
Lot to look forward to here with the NGPC series, always evolving, always improving. We welcome you guys in, watching this great coverage courtesy of Honda, Precision Concepts, Skaggs Racing, Seat Concepts. Also want to say thanks to our friends at Ride Engineering, the official triple clamp of NGPC. Remember, all racers receive 25% off rideengineering.com. You just simply have to use code NGPC25. And if you go to the Cycle Drag Facebook page, you can actually see a pit stop yesterday from Team Hunter. Kai Hunter comes in, and the great Craig Hunter helps him adjust the Ride Engineering triple clamp after the bars got a little tweaked, and they were able to fix it and get back out in there. Now, it was a little bit like Orange County Choppers. There was a little bit of an argument between father and son, but they said they did so in a very loving way. Kai afterwards claims that Craig is fired. He said he's looking to hire either Bobby D or Mike Nielsen, Moto KK's dad, after that. But nonetheless, it was a great father-son bonding experience.
And the man behind Ride Engineering, Adrian Como from Ride Engineering, was actually up here racing. So I'm not sure if he stayed for today, but I know that he was up here racing yesterday, kind of walking around and giving some him and his dog. He was riding his mountain bike around. He's got a little white dog that runs around with him. But Adrian actually here, and a guy that does ride and rides a lot. So the stuff that he does is trying to make the bikes better. He's not just making stuff to sell. So it's definitely a really cool thing seeing Adrian out here and coming to this stuff. And it's Mason Simmons making a pass on Colton Ake right there. But yeah, it's cool to see the sponsors actually come out and be at the event. Bob Bell and Ryan, got to thank them for my hat and my shirt that I'm wearing right now because I didn't have anything clean. But seeing those sponsors here, I mean, last year Bob changed a set of fork seals for me on my bike, and this year I blew fork seals before and had him do it. But Bob, they're checking, doing suspension settings and all kinds of stuff. So it's great to see and as we always say, make sure you support the people that are supporting the sport, because if we don't, they're not going to be here and we're not going to have a sport.
No doubt about that. As you again watch Mason Simmons, that was a fun interaction there moments ago. Mason Simmons and Colton Eck, they know each other oh so well. Rivals from the Pro 2 category, but remember, the man you see on the Kawasaki behind him stepped it up to 450s today on Giacomo Rodondi's practice bike. The man you see on the big number 1 KTM right there out of Melbourne, Australia. Big shout out to his family. Again, happy Monday morning. They're all watching 5 a.m. in Melbourne, Australia right now. And Mason Simmons trying to build upon his 29-point lead over fellow Australian Sam Prix. We'll see where Sam is here. But, you know, I am rooting for that. I would love to see Mason selfishly lock this thing up just so that by the time we get to Laughlin, Mason steps it up to a 450. I'd love to get a little taste of 2026 early, because you know Mason is going to be so tough to beat on a 450.
He rides a 450 well. Like, he went out to the first, I think he went to the first couple nationals and finished top 20 in some of the motos. But at Paula, he was in, I think he got some national points, and he does ride a 450 really well. He actually just did some moonlighting with Bob and Carson Tryon's team with Harlem Nelson and Kodiak Lehman. It was Carson Tryon, Kodiak Lehman, Harlem Nelson, and Mason Simmons at the 10-hour endurance race at Glen Helen. They won the 250 expert class and got second overall. So they're always doing stuff, but it's definitely they did it on one of our test bikes, and they won the 6 hour as well. So we're looking forward to building a bike. Ty Renshaw is going to build a bike for the Tryon crew and our test riders to race the 24-hour.
I can't wait to see it. I love following along. Make sure you follow everything Mark Tilley does. Dirt Bike Magazine Instagram, Dirt Bike Magazine YouTube. Always fun to watch. Look at the train going by. As again, I don't know if you can see it on our broadcast. Almost looks like it's snowing. That's the cotton blowing around here in California's oldest city, Marysville, California. Mason Simmons continues to set the pace in Pro 2. As we again take a look at the running order, Dante Oliveira continues to lead. Derek DeMartille not far behind as well. We'll give you an update on that battle as well. As we continue on here, we want to thank L&N Media Services for being a part of this as well. Big thanks goes out to Aaron Kennard and crew in the truck, doing a tremendous job bringing you this action live. There is the 87 of the aforementioned Sam Prix. We'll have to see where Cole Zeller is. I know he's playing hurt, had an injury yesterday, shook it off though. His dad changed the bars, changed some plastics, and he was on the bike warming up today, getting loose, and is feeling good for today's event. But this 1-2-3 battle, take a look at the live score. Only 4 seconds separate 1, 2, and 3. Dante Oliveira, Derek DeMartille, and Mateo Oliveira. Tyler Lynn, don't sleep on him as well. 12 seconds back. Giacomo Rodondi about 21 seconds back. That is your top 5 in the Open Pro category as we continue on.
And that's Sam that we're following on the screen right now. I believe that's Mason that's going by right in front of us, and that's Sam on his Husky right there. He's over in the sand track right now. That is an absolute blast to ride. Like, it's a lot of fun to ride. You just kind of lay it into those corners and go for it. But yeah, that's Sam. Sam's running around behind Mason in second. Still hasn't changed, but they're starting to move up into the 450 class as well.
1 hour gone and what will be a minimum of 90 minutes here for this affair. Remember, they will not throw the white flag until they are determined that we will go over the 90-minute mark. And what that means, oftentimes these races can be 6-7 minutes over an hour and a half, testing these racers' conditioning even more so. As we continue on here, absolutely beautiful. Michaela Nielsen continues to lead in the pro women category. Something for you to chew on here, Mark, that I got to ask you about. I talked to Ava Silvestri's father, and I don't know if Moto KK's team is even aware of this. They may roll the dice. They feel like with limited elevation in that 250, they might be able to go the distance on gas. Do you think they can do it?
I don't know about that, but I think that we're seeing Dante on screen right now. I think we caught up with Dante yesterday, I think, Jack, you might have caught up with Dante yesterday and got kind of what he's been up to. So maybe we'll go to that Dante interview when we have a chance.
What a season it has been for Team KTM out here in the NGPC Series. Your point leader, the 5-time Dante Oliveira, and sneaking up, I must say, Mateo here, number 5 in points, doing a great job getting healthy. Take me through this year and how you've been able to step up so much and, close the gap on brother.
Yeah, it's been a lot more what I expected and where I should be. Just a super good off season and just getting closer every weekend. So a little bit to go to get Dante, but we're going to be closer, and we're going to give it everything we have tomorrow. But just trusting the program around me and working hard.
Dante, it's been business as usual for you here this year, but how proud are you, and what can you say about the gap that your brother's been able to close on you?
Yeah, it's nice. It's what we expect and what we work for. So for him to be up there and showing that he can be a podium guy, it's nice because we grind through the week and speed is there, but the results weren't on the weekend, and for him to be showing results is good, and it's what we're about.
Now, I said business as usual, but, every single one of these teams on the Midway has one question, and that is, how do we stop Dante? They're constantly getting better. They're constantly getting faster. So for you, it's not just like you're resting on your laurels. What do you do to stay a step ahead of these guys?
Just keep on focusing on myself, working on my strengths and working on my weaknesses. Can't really mind what everybody else is doing. Everybody obviously wants to win and show that they can be the top guys, so just focus on myself and keep on grinding and try not to listen to the outside noise.
Focus is the key word, too, because I know last year you did a lot of different events. You got injured in pro motocross. You told me this year NGPC only and 6 days. Is that still your focus, and is that helping you that you can have the laser focus on these events?
Yeah, definitely Grand Prix in 6 days, and the Hare and Hounds my main focus. I ended up sneaking in Hangtown and not too proud of my results, but we went and had some fun and learned a bunch. So, yeah, main focus, Grand Prix, Hare and Hound, and ISD.
Great job this year. And for Mateo, we know that you were injured, unfortunately. How's your health feeling, and how do you feel about your chances here this weekend?
I feel good. This was my best round last year, and I feel like I'm 10 times more improved of a rider since last year. So I'm feeling good. I think a win's on the table, and my hand, it's getting better every weekend. I've had 2 hare scrambles that I was able to win, and it's just getting better every day. So we're ready to go.
What's a typical practice look like with you two? Do you try to run there right with him and try to figure him out during the week?
Winter time, definitely. We try to start pretty close to each other, but in the summertime, we're starting on 2 different ends of the track and then just maybe looking at the stopwatch after. But I've learned to try and focus on myself a lot more and not really worry about what he's doing, because he shows up every day and he's going to be fast every single day. So it's just worrying about me and doing the best I can do. And if I leave knowing that I rode good and had a good day, that's all that matters, because you get too caught up in worrying about what someone else is doing that it shows up and is all business every day. You end up getting lost and you don't improve for yourself. So just focusing on myself.
Well, guys, congratulations again on another wonderful season. Last question for you before we go. Grudge match. Who wins? Oliveira brothers versus the Lawrence brothers?
This grudge match. Is it on the track? What is this?
All right. Well, we're gonna leave it at that. It might depend whether or not we're on the motocross track, supercross track. I know who I got my money on if it's right here at the NGPC. Yeah, always great to have some fun with the Oliveira brothers, and I love Dante is so confident, so poised. I think he's ready to take the Lawrence brothers inside the MMA cage or something. But you know what? You heard the very tough competitor, unsatisfied with his result at Hangtown. Dante finished 21st. There's nothing to be ashamed of there. I mean, you look at a guy like Cooper Webb, who won Supercross, and now he's struggling to stay in the top 10 in motocross. It is so tough, the competition out there. So, yeah, I would love to see the Lawrence brothers come out here to NGPC end of the year. Wouldn't that be cool? 2 great families and very similar mindset. I see two brothers that 4 brothers, really, that are just pushing each other.
Yeah, no, and I mean, the Oliveira brothers are great professional guys, especially for the off-road community. And like Dante says, as soon as Mateo realizes that he belongs there, everybody's in trouble because he can go fast, and he's got the talent. He can run up front with everybody, and he has to believe that that he can be there. And him coming back. Something happened. He's waving his hand.
Oh no! Is what was he waving at? This is your leader, Dante Oliveira. Was he having a bike problem? Was he waving somebody off the track?
I don't know.
Where's Dare DiMartile? According to our live timing and scoring, just 3 seconds behind. Thought for a second, is there something wrong with the motorcycle? I don't know. We'll have to stay with it as Dante comes around to the mechanics area. 53 minutes gone. Talked to Bobby Dawson, his lead mechanic, and he said, absolutely, we will have to pit. He said, we always run the same program, try to bring it in just before the hour mark. There's Dare DiMartile and the factory beta closing it up. Pit boards coming out. And somebody into the pits. Looks like their date may be done, unfortunately. Dante roosting past the mechanics section, looking for another win this season. It's
and it must not have been anything that major because he didn't on the motorcycle because he didn't come in. It could have been getting a tear off stuck or something along those lines on his hand, and he was trying to do something, reach it, flip it out or something along those lines. But like I said, not anything enough to bring him in. And I mean, again, it's pretty amazing that these guys are able to run this close. I mean, they're within a couple seconds of each other. I mean, that's Dare right there. So it's going to be really, really, really cool to see what it's like. As always, the pit strategy can play a course in the overall win. This looks like these guys are going to be really close when it comes into pit time.
Yeah, I wonder if, Dare DiMartile just trying to hang with Dante and then maybe make his move after that pit stop. Probably tough. What I would like to see is we've yet to see somebody really get out in front of Dante and make him chase. That could be perhaps the kryptonite, if there is kryptonite. I mean, when you're a 5-time defending champion and you've won just about everywhere, I talk about it often. One of the greatest stories in the dirt bike world. Last year, went east, won a GNCC race. Top 20 performer and outdoor motocross. Dante Oliveira, always tough. As we take a look at the Yamaha finish line as we bring in more categories. Trouble for the 22, the Swiftie of Trevor Hunter, as Baker has jumped out to a 46-second lead on the H681. Pending our live timing scoring is correct on that one. And look at Colton Eck's supportive wife out there. She's awesome. Got to talk to her quite a few times. She loves dirt bike races. She's actually a former rider herself and loves the fact that Colton didn't have to pack it up and go home after an electrical problem on his Kawasaki.
Well, and I know we saw Cole Zeller's dad right there, and Cole's girlfriend was out there supporting him as well. So it's great to see, people having family come and support it, because the off-road community is a huge family support. You got to have an army to do this. We always talk about Kyle and his mom and all the support that they have as well. So, it takes a village to do this. But, man, look how close those riders are. I mean, Dare and Dante have been that close, and then Matteo in the same shot. They've been this close for an hour already. And then when we start talking about the, strategies and what they're going to do and if he's just kind of hanging out, I mean, it's amazing that they can put the racecraft in there at this speed. But I think you're right. I think Dare's a little bit faster in these sections, especially coming right into the water. He seemed to last lap pull up a little bit on him. And that water section getting deeper.
Yes, we're also coming up on some lap traffic here, too, and that could play a factor in some of the single line stuff. Now, this could be part of the strategy, too, that Darren and his father came up with, because they told me they don't feel like there's much room to pass in the off-road section. They said the passes are going to have to take place in the moto section. So perhaps that's part of the strategy, to lay back a little bit, to stay out of the nebulous dust cloud and some of this just unforgiving roost. I can't imagine getting pelted with some of those rocks. I would ask you how it felt, Mark, if you weren't half a dang lap in front of everybody.
I got lucky in the race today. It was nice. I know Giacomo yesterday kind of showed me the fast way around the track for about half a lap, and then I couldn't see him anymore. So, but this morning I got lucky and got to get out there and have some fun and whip the bike around and feel like a superhero. So
nice ride.
But yeah, it's definitely not the roost hurts down there when you get hit by just one of those rocks. So it's but like I said, it's impressive that they're able to stay this close. I mean, we're going into summer, and this crew did a great job. And like I said, that's impressive that they're pre-jumping that log. I was barely making it over. So it's definitely nice to see. And this crew has done a great job on this course going into summertime and making this happen to where these guys can race on every inch of this course.
About halfway home, round 6 of the Rocky Mountain ATV MC NGPC series presented by FMF, hosted by MX Racing. Big shout out to Jared Fisher and his whole team. Jack Rapella from the Racing Jack YouTube channel and Mark Tilley from the Dirt Bike Magazine YouTube channel here with you as you take a look at the factory beta of Derek DeMartille. Some of the lap traffic coming in behind him. Lane Lorenzo continuing to lead his respective category. We'll keep you abreast on all the results as we continue to work our way through this. Again, it'll be a summer break. They call it summer break, but none of these riders are really taking a break. They continue to train and burn race gas each and every day as so many of them get ready for 6 days. And also, before you know it, that Big Bear race, not too far off. That's the end of August. So
yeah, it's right around the corner. And it looks like there's something flapping on the back of Tyler Lynn. That was Tyler Lynn right there on his SLR Honda. There's something flapping on the back. I'm not sure if that's a seat cover coming off or if maybe that was his. Some of those guys will run hydration systems, the USWE hydration systems or the OGO hydration systems on their hip, but get a better angle of that. It looks like it's a seat cover coming off.
Oh no. Let's hope that doesn't hinder him too bad. He has had such a great season. It was great to spend some time with him pre-race. Just won the Baja 500 with his team. That's coming off of his win at the San Felipe 250. I looked at him, I said, man, are you the next Ricky Brayback? You're really tearing it up in the desert scene here, and he wants to go after it. Plans to run Vegas to Reno. It's a 550-mile point-to-point race that'll take place in August under the Best in the Desert banner. Also plans to run the Baja 1000 and continue to do his thing out here in the NGPC series. Technically number 2 in points, chasing 30 on Dante, but now.
And again, a great opportunity for Tyler underneath the SLR camp. Mark Samuels and the SLR Honda crew giving their riders great opportunities. Like I said, Michaela Nilsson being able to ride some of the WMX stuff, with Tyler being able to ride a lot of other stuff. But yeah, so it does look like there is a seat cover coming off. It might actually be really good timing for Tyler. The SLR crew might be able to throw a new seat on there if that's what it is. But this is about the times that they would be coming in for some gas. So they might be coming in at, I don't know if the SLR crew can hear us, but there is something flapping on his motorcycle. Might want to check that out. But looks like they're going to go another lap. The champ coming through for another lap, and then Dare also not stopping. This drone coverage is amazing. Like it's I saw that even GNCC was doing a lot more drone coverage and doing stuff like that. Shout out to those guys on the East Coast bringing live timing and scoring to their events as well. But yeah, our drone guys, I'd put them up against anybody because they're pretty amazing. Our whole production crew, I'd put them up against anybody.
Max Misano out of Arizona, our drone operator, doing a tremendous job, brought to us by Skaggs Racing and C Concepts. Let's see. Oh, Tyler Lynn coming in. They're going to try. Is that Tyler Lynn? Not only are they going to do a fuel stop, they're going to try to address that seat. I would think. I don't see anybody wrenching on that. Do they know? Oh yeah.
They ripped that seat cover off.
Juan and Carlos
out there. The only thing with that is that so now he's running on just straight foam. I mean, it'll be comfortable because it's just straight foam. He might slide around a little bit. The only thing is I don't know how that seat foam's going to come off. Like that. Well, there it goes. So now he's stuck.
Oh my goodness!
So it would have been better
to finish like this.
Yeah, he's going to have to come in. Like there's They're going to have to put a seat.
Oh, no.
It might even be better for him to go back to the pits right now and grab a seat.
This is devastating for him. Like I said, coming in number 2 in points. He wanted to salvage as many as he can today to try to stay in that championship hunt. He's got a very talented team out there with Juan Estrada and Carlos of SLR Honda. And, you know, we were able to talk to Mr. Tyler Lynn in happier days. That was yesterday pre-race. Let's take you to our interview with Tyler Lynn. We have to say a huge congratulations to Tyler Lynn, SLR Honda. I was impressed when you won the San Felipe 250. You'll back it up with the Baja 500. And oh, by the way, coming in second in points here. What do you attribute to this amazing season you're having?
Man, just a lot of hard work. Had a good season last year, but I wanted to do better this year. So I've just been putting a lot of work on the bike, riding a lot, and with the Baja 500 win, I have to give it up to my teammate Carter Klein as well. He had an amazing ride down there, and so, you know, me and him split the miles, and we had an awesome time. But yeah, just been working hard to try getting up there on the podium and getting these wins.
You had a banner year out here, but I must also say with the point-to-point desert stuff, you're carving out a big name for yourself. Where's more of your focus at? You see yourself more as a desert racer or a Grand Prix racer?
Well, honestly, I've always considered myself a desert racer. That's what I grew up doing. But just in the recent years, I've been a Grand Prix racer. I need to win here, but I also want to win in the desert. So, you know, I'm trying to take these two different paths and just expand my technical ability of being a racer in all aspects.
That's awesome, and we were chatting off camera. You're talking Baja 1000, Vegas to Reno, any other big races coming up?
Well, then we'll have the Baja 400 here in September, and then I will be racing Vegas to Reno with Preston Campbell, and then we got the big one, Baja 1000 November. So we got a few months till then, but we're going to work hard and hopefully come out and take a win.
Keep up the great work, man. Last question for you as it pertains to the NGPC series. You come in chasing Dante Oliveira by 30 points. Still attainable. Anything can happen. What's it going to take to close that gap and catch Dante?
Man, just wins. Obviously, that's how Dante has won 5 championships, and that's why he has a 30-point lead, is because he wins. And, you know, we got to step it up, and we gotta beat him and take these wins. So, you know, that's what we're coming into this weekend to do, just like we did at Glen Helen a few months ago. So we've been working hard, and we're excited.
Big congratulations to Tyler Lynn. He's certainly making a big name for himself here in this sport. Yeah, great job, Tyler Lynn. Of course, that was recorded yesterday. He had no idea his seat foam was going to come off. I just wonder, do you think Mark Samuels has an extra seat in that truck? Are Juan and Carlos grabbing an extra seat? Do you think they'd have time to maybe do a seat change so he can survive this thing? Mm-hmm. Or is he going to try to bring it home just like that?
They got extra bikes. I believe the Honda 250F is the same seat as the Honda 450. They share a lot of parts together, so I would imagine that they have extra seats.
Oh no, that could be a result of no seat. Tough break. Tyler Lynn trying to gut this out without any seat foam at all. That could be a little
And that's
rough.
Giacomo Redondi getting
Redondi gets by.
He's going to have to come in and do that. I mean, it might have been to get that off and to make that change and getting it out of his way, but there's nothing that holds those seats.
Giacomo now checking them.
I imagine there's nothing that holds it down. Like there might be a little bit of glue on there. Oh no, I think that was our Swifty man, Trevor Hunter.
Trevor Hunter checking it up, letting him line. I just got to imagine that's going to be a little rough on the backside.
Oh, he's got to stand up the whole time. That's one of the things that why he went down in that corner, is because he's standing up, and it's from the water. It's really slippery right there. So, I mean, that's pretty impressive that he can go around the whole course. But yeah, his backside is definitely not liking him right now, and they're going to have to come in. He can't stay doing that for the rest of the race.
Well, they are reminding me they should have an extra bike in the trailer, because get well Ryan Surratt, he's not competing this weekend, went in for some much-needed surgery. He was pretty banged up and in a lot of pain in Paula, so wish Ryan all the best. But I'm just wondering if Mark Samuels is texting these guys right now, go grab that seat. That is so odd to see a seat cover come off But attrition, part of the ball game out here.
Well, and it's one of those things to where the seat covers, they're just stapled on. So they're stapled on the backside. It could be a rip underneath. It's not something you check very often when you're doing that kind of stuff. But a lot of these bikes, you don't have to take the seats off to change the air filters anymore. I mean, I think these guys take them off to wash them so that there isn't water in there, but not something you think about, and not something that you see happen very often, especially at this level. The guys doing this kind of stuff are definitely taking care of that stuff. But yeah, that's what holds the seat foam on is the seat cover, and that's why the seat cover has to be tight, and the looser the seat cover gets, the more it moves around, and it will either rip where those staples are at or pop those staples out. So there's no, really, like I said, they can glue it on a little bit, but you'd be surprised how much pressure goes on the seat when those guys are seat bouncing, trying to get the bike up and over something. But lots of pits going on now.
Lots of pit stops, yeah. This is what Bobby Dawson said right before an hour we'd come in. Dante Oliveira, splash of fuel, and he's away. Did Dare DeMartile come in, or did he omit the pit stop? I don't know if the factory beta is in.
Nope, there's Dare.
There's Dare. Oh, man, it looks like Dare got hung up a little bit in the pit area. We'll see how this shakes down. We'll keep an eye on pit road as somebody off the pace right there.
So now there's this is an all-out sprint to the end, and we say an all-out sprint, and there's an hour left.
Yeah, I know, right?
So it's definitely an all-out sprint to the end.
Yeah, keep in mind, pro motocross, they go about a half an hour, and that takes everything out of these riders. We go 90-plus minutes without stopping here in the AMA National Grand Prix Championship Series. Dare DeMartile in the 200 factory beta.
So we got a little bit of the boss man, Craig Hunter, let us know that, unfortunate news, Kai Hunter is out of the race with a possible broken collarbone, and that's what Dare was signaling us when we were trying to figure out what he was. He was the first one that was trying to signal the officials that, or it was Dante was the first one trying to signal the officials that somebody had gone down and somebody was hurt. So that's, again, shows the sportsmanship, shows the professionalism, just great people. But yeah, so unfortunately, Kai Hunter in that 98 and open expert class, A class, is now out with a possible broken collarbone.
Unfortunate news. We'll have more on that when we return. Stay with us. Round number 6 of the NGPC series. We'll be right back.
Every generation believes they've invented the best way. With age comes wisdom. We've come to realize that every piece of knowledge is learned, passed down from those generous and patient enough to teach.
It's bogging off the bottom. Let's take a look.
Legacy. It's not about leaving something behind to be remembered by. It's realizing that the future lies within the next generation.
Let's call it a night. All right.
The nature of true progress is humbly building something bigger than yourself. Rocky Mountain ATV MC. This is our legacy.
Business in the front, party in the back. The all-new Kawasaki Ridge.
And we welcome you back to round number 6 of the Rocky Mountain ATV MC NGPC series presented by FMF, hosted by MMX Racing. You're taking a look at Dante Oliveira leading the way and Dare DeMartille closing in. I thought Dare got hung up a little longer in that pit stop, but if that was the fact, if that was the case, he's been able to close the gap a little bit.
Yeah, no, it looked like in that last shot that Dare was right behind him. There he is. So, yeah, he was definitely able to pick back up a little bit, and that lap rider moving over wisely. And, again, it's not just the pros. It's not just the guys that we're watching. It's kind of hard to move away from this racing because it's pretty cool to watch, but there is lots of other classes on the track. There's, the 450 pros, the 250 pros, there's A classes out there, there's plus 25 A classes out there. There's lots of stuff that's out there that is interesting to a lot of people. We're just staying on these guys because this is where the racing action is, but there is lots of other people out there.
It looks a lot like Paula, where Dare DeMartille followed Dante Oliveira for the entire race. Now, if you're Dare, you got a half an hour to go. What tricks does he have up his sleeve? At what point do you start, I don't know, maybe getting a little bit more risky? Or is he going to be content with a second?
I don't think Dare's content with a second. He's a racer. He wants to win. He wants to show that he can be that guy. He's got that beta contract to negotiate here for the upcoming years, and he's definitely capable of it. I gotta believe that he's going as fast as he possibly can. It looks like these guys are going as fast as they possibly can all race long. That's a lap rider that we're with right now, kind of showing you the difference between what the top guys are running and then what some of the other people on the course are running. But look at those, lots of different lines to select from. Little switchback section going in here, but coming from the sand track onto the main track. And then there's Mateo Oliveira, not that far behind. Those guys are going through scoring, and he's kind of going through the switchback. So he's kind of lost the toe of those guys right about now, and that makes it harder for a rider to be able to bridge that gap. But now's the time to put it down. And I believe he came in for gas and some hydration as well already. So he's going to the end. Mateo going by right there. Saw him walking around before the event. He looked like he was ready to do battle. So we'll see who kind of comes in after this. I believe that was one of the plus 25 guys that we saw coming through. The next guy, that's Stover, Nick Stover, who is in the plus 25 class, coming through. This looks like this is our oh no, that's Giacomo Redondi. So Redondi running in fourth right now in the pro open class, or the 450 class. So I would think that the next rider through that we're going to see is going to either be Tyler Lynn or Mason Simmons in the Pro 2 class. Tyler, not sure if he was able to get in and get a seat, and there's some of that's Kodiak Lehman going by. He's in that highly contested 98 Open A class that got a huge shot in the arm this year. And then that's going to be Ava Silvestri, one of our women's pro riders. And then one of our KTM riders, I believe that was a pro, maybe one of the Pro 2 guys. But yeah, we're looking for to kind of see who's coming through. So that's Ava going out the other side. She's probably already got her pit. Oh, I think you were saying that they might go the whole distance.
That was what her father was saying. I asked I asked Bobby D about it. He said 250 women's category, limited elevation. They might be able to. And hey, you got to roll the dice to try to stop Moto KK's dominance. She hasn't lost a race in a year and a half, so we'll see how this one shakes out. Looking at the Open Pro points, too, what today really is a big opportunity for Dare DeMartille and Mateo to score some points. Mateo came in fifth. Dare came in tied for second with Tyler Lynn, so both those guys could take a big step up Right now, Giacomo Redondi, the one who stands to lose the most, as he came in 44 points behind, but right now chasing both those individuals on track.
Yeah, and it looks like Tyler Lynn is lost some time with that seat issue, so hopefully the SLR crew can get that figured out, and he'll be able to make up some time. Ava going big on that jump. That's the drone shot doesn't do that justice. That's a huge jump, but flying high above this facility in Marysville, and you kind of see the diversity that this course has.
Yeah, something. Look at that. All kind of different obstacles. Tires, logs, hay bales, you name it. Moto section, riverbed section. Something for everyone. And hey, you know what, guys? We really want to thank Kawasaki, and we want to thank all the wonderful support they give us. Moments ago, we saw Stone Cold Steve Austin in the Ridge, that great commercial that we played. And you know, Mark, nobody knows that better than you. You were a Team Green rider, and you told me, hey, this great contingency they're paying, I'm taking advantage of it. You scored some of that today, didn't you?
Yeah, it's definitely nice, and it's great to see Kawasaki putting the contingency out there for off-road and doing a big deal. I mean, I think that they put such a big program out there, it made Yamaha come back and up their program. So Kawasaki doing a lot for what's going on. I mean, I'm blessed that I get to ride all the bikes for the magazine and do lots of different reviews and kind of go from there. But for me, the Cowie fits my riding style, so it's definitely a nice thing to be able to come out here. And last year and in years previous, they had actual Kawasaki support at some of these off-road events. So I know that they've had to cut back a little bit and get some more stuff going, and probably paying all that contingency money. But it's nice. But all the Kawasaki guys here are making it to where, like, if you need anything, they're right there. And then even all the manufacturers are out here and at these events, and the race teams help out as much as they can. So it's definitely a really cool thing. But yeah, thanks to all the sponsors supporting the live feed and supporting the sport in general.
We continue to battle here. About 25 minutes left to go in round number 6 before we call it summer break, as these racers navigate through a very tricky water section. Getting busy down in there as well with a couple of lap riders. It looks like the 200 of Darren DeMartell and the Factory Beta staying on it. Whoa, big head of steam. Is that Giacomo?
I think that's Mason.
I think
that's Mason. Mason was going by, he just went by Kodiak Lehman, and some of the other riders, I believe those are the 98 and Open A classes that Mason's coming up on. I believe that the Curcio is leading that one right now. But yeah, that's Mason Simmons.
All right, so let's we're going to stay with this battle, but before we go any further, let's show you a little bit more about that awesome Kawasaki Ridge.
Premium off-roading is better when you can take the whole crew. Powered by a 4-cylinder engine, we're extending peak premium performance to everyone. A premium automotive-inspired cab provides plenty of space for the whole crew. Good times are better with good company. Good company meets its peak with Ridge Crew and Ridge XR Crew.
Thanks to Ken Essex, his team, Kawasaki, Brad Putz, and all the boys. You know, Craig Hunter drives around one of those Kawasaki Ridges.
He does. And you know what? There's multiple different things. I mean, they're like a little car. It's pretty amazing. Kawasaki also makes I call it a golf cart, but it's not. It's like they call it a nav. When you call it a golf cart, they kind of look at you sideways. But it's like a deluxe golf cart. It's pretty amazing that all the different stuff that Kawasaki makes, and like from the off-road community, you just kind of tend to look at just their off-road motorcycles. But Kawasaki makes a lot of different stuff.
Yes, they do. Team Green, thank you so much for the support. We appreciate it. And if memory serves me correctly, I think Mark Tilley was a little bit upset that somebody parked their Kawasaki Ridge right in front of the Mark Tilley pit area yesterday.
We couldn't get out. We were trying to get out so that we made it to the Silver Dollar Saloon before you did so we can order some food.
That's true.
And Craig Hunter had that thing parked right in the way.
Okay, so here we go. Dante Oliveira. Here is Dare DeMartille. 23 minutes to go. There is your gap. 4 seconds officially. Does Dare DeMartille and the factory beta 480 RR have enough gas, have enough steam to somehow get behind Dante Oliveira and make the pass? We shall find out because we've only got about 4 more laps left to go. Look at this gap they've opened up on Mateo. I don't see Mateo, actually, unless I missed him.
That should be him right there. There he is.
Okay, so pretty wide gap on Mateo thus far.
My test rider, Harlem Nilsson, was right on Mateo's backside. Maybe he's trying to get some pointers.
We continue to give you a look at the Yamaha finish line. I think that's one of those new beautiful Kawasaki ridges up there on the hill that our NGPC team is using.
I don't think that that's allowed to be at the Yamaha finish line.
Oh, gee,
I think that is the Skaggs Racing Yamaha Rhino because he was loading the Yamaha generator into the back. So I don't think Kawasaki's allowed to come. There is Giacomo Redonda, so he's coming across in 4th. And he seems like he has a fairly healthy gap on Tyler Lynn after Tyler had that issue. Looks like that Moto KK, our first women's pro coming through, and she's got a minute and 37-second lead on second on Ava.
Still third in the WMX points, too. Wouldn't it be something if she could win that championship? 3 more rounds to go. She'll head back east. I asked her about the program, too. I said, certainly you're not going to have to drive to all those. And she said she teams up with another race team. They'll transport her bike, and she gets to fly. And I said, thank goodness that's the way you want to do it when you got to go all the way from California to Budds Creek, Maryland, and Indiana, and New York.
And I believe her boyfriend, Parker Ross, is on the Bar X Yamaha team. And he's going to all the outdoor nationals. I wonder because the Bar X Yamaha team, Myron at 2X Promotions has a lot to do. I believe he owns the team. And Mammoth Mountain coming up pretty soon. I don't know if there's a national scheduled for the same weekend as the Mammoth Mountain MX. But I'm sure that if not, I don't know if Moto KK was planning on going into that. It seems like Mark Samuels and the SLR crew show out big for that. So that might be her time off is to go race women's pro at Mammoth.
Well, yesterday I got the opportunity to catch up with the one and only Moto KK and ask her all about her success in the WMX series and her unfortunate get-off last week in Denver. Let's take you to Moto KK. Well, it's always a special feeling when somebody backs up my credibility, and I got to say a big thank you to this young lady, Moto KK, because for the last 2 years, I've been saying this is one of the fastest females alive on a dirt bike, and Moto KK, you proved me right because we know how dominant you are here at NGPC, but already a win in the Women's Motocross Championship, part of the Pro Motocross Series at Paula. How'd you do it?
I felt good coming into the first round. I know I should try and win that one because it's my hometown race, so I just felt really comfortable on the track. So I won that one. I got a second at Hangtown, and then just unfortunate luck with Thunder Valley. So we got 3 left. So Ironman, Unadilla, Budds Creek, and I've been having a blast with these. I really enjoy them, and I'm so thankful Mark Samuels decided to do these rounds with me, along with Jay Solred, our other guy that used to do off-road with us, and now he's doing more moto. So it's a blessing to have a team like that behind me.
Good. So physically, you're okay? No bumps, no bruises, not hurt?
No, not at all.
So not only is she fast, she's also tough. Let me ask you this. If I'm a young lady out here, if I'm a competitor, how do I beat Moto KK, who has not been beaten in a year and a half in NGPC?
Well, I can't give away my secrets.
Well, come on, you got to give me something. We know you train super hard, and you got a lot of friends on the Supercross series that are boys that I'm sure help push you. What is the key? What can we do to see some more ladies step up out here?
I know we got a lot of young talent coming up, so I guess we're kind of just waiting to see when they come of age. But yeah, just for now, I just stick to my training and what I know best and what I do best. So just going to keep grinding and keep at it and hopefully do well in the WMX round and also wrap up this championship. So, yeah.
Wish you all the best. She's having a season to remember, one of the fastest women in the world. She is Moto KK Nielsen. So tough is Moto KK, and it's business as usual for her. Her win streak stays alive, has not been defeated, and it's going to be close to 2 years at this point. NGPC, she has just been so dominant, so tough. I was at Thunder Valley a week ago, and it's really cool that the Pro Motocross Series and the folks from Peacock, they're really pushing the women now. They bring them into the media festivities, and hope I didn't make Moto KK mad, but the other really fast 6 ladies, I invited every one of them to NGPC, and Moto KK said bring them on. So I got the number 1 plate for a reason. Let's go.
Yeah, and I think that she would show them the faster way around the courses here. It's a whole different animal going from moto to off-road, and like you said, she's got it kind of handled. It's definitely trying to beat her is not an easy task.
Who lost a truck? Did you see that? There's a truck buried out there. What in the world? As Moto KK navigates her way through the very tough water section, about 15 minutes remains in round number 6. What a beautiful day it is. Happy Father's Day, everybody. Saw a few vacationers out there with the kayaks out on the water, enjoying it. What's better than that? A day of dirt bikes, a day of leisure, a day of fun. Great vacation spot up here in Northern California, and not incredibly oppressively hot as we expected. Very comfortable day as Moto KK gets around that log obstacle.
Yeah, no, and got a little bit more information from Scott Perkins via a text message, and that Big Bear race is only going to be limited to 700 entries the first year in August. So again, make sure you get your entry in. Usually at a NGPC event, we'll be pushing closer to 1,500 to 2,000 on a good weekend. So it's definitely Moto KK getting ready to be passed by, I believe that's the 5-time right there.
Oh, the 5-time creeping up.
No, maybe not.
No, it was either Simmons or the 5-time. Might have been Simmons, both number 1s on KTMs. We'll give you an update here. We'll keep an eye on that Dare DiMartile, Dante Oliveira battle as we try to find those two.
Oh, that's Tyler Lynn.
Tyler Lynn, but did Tyler get a new seat?
No, that was...
There's Moto KK, and
looks like that's Mason right
Simmons there on the number 1.
And that might have been Tyler right in front of him.
Now, did Tyler ever get a new seat on? Or is he still running?
I would imagine, because he's sitting down. He was sitting down right there.
I was going to say, hopefully he's not still running bareback. All right, continuing now the pavement section as well. Be careful over there as these racers give it everything they got in the dirt and the sand, and then that slick pavement can be like ice sometimes when it gets a little dusty. Back into the moto section we go. 15 minutes remain in round number 6 of the Rocky Mountain ATV MC NGPC Series, presented by FMF, hosted by MMX Racing. Big shout out to Jared Fisher and his team here. Normally, if you notice, each and every one of these rounds, we rely on a club to help us, whether it be the Prairie Dogs or the Dirt Diggers, but here this weekend, Jared Fisher and his team have it handled. So shout out to them.
And they do a great job. Like they're on it. They're on it early. They stay on it late. Like they're definitely they do a great job. And it's like I said, if you're not coming to this event, you're missing out. And it looks like that was Tyler Lynn staying in front of Mason Simmons, and that's pretty impressive if he was able to stay on the lap and stay in front of Mason, because Mason's charging well into that 450 class, and Tyler had to come in and get a seat, because there's no way he's coming into corners like that without a seat.
All right, continuing on. According to our live timing and scoring, Dare DiMartile 5 seconds behind Dante Oliveira at his home track. Does he have any tricks up his sleeve? We shall find out as the spectators are enjoying a beautiful day here. Cotton blowing in the air, cool breeze. And that man right there from Australia enjoying what could be one of his final races in the 250 category, scoring some big points today if things stay like they are. Mason Simmons looking unbeatable. What's really impressed me, too, is you got his overall performances have continued to creep up. And you got to remember, what is that, about a 30-second staggered start that we get between Pro and Pro 2, and he was 5th overall in Paula. I mean, it's amazing to see him get in the top 5 against the 450s.
Yeah. I know we talk about that with the GNCC back east. It's definitely, they talk about the other guys coming from the Pro 2 class or the XC2 class coming up and winning an overall. They do it on adjusted time and all that kind of stuff. So it's a big deal. Grant Davis back there. I was talking to Tyler Shepardson from On the Pipe podcast about how that's going. And this is second. No,
is that Cole Zeller 39?
That was Cole Zeller.
So what we're actually looking at right now is the gap. That's why we're staying with the Yamaha finish line. Cole Zeller, I'm not sure if is he still on the lead lap? That's the 39. We'll keep you posted. As remember, Cole Zeller had a crash yesterday, was banged up. He was worried that he wasn't going to be able to compete today, but slept well overnight, stretched it out. His father went to work on the motorcycle, changed the handlebars. If you've been to a set of Pro Tapers, you know that you went down pretty hard.
Yeah, and he did. He went down pretty hard. They stopped the rest of the lines going off. So I think this is Sam because he's in Troy Lee gear. So this would be Sam. He's positioned farther forward on the track, I believe. But yeah, that Cole is. It shows that Cole is in front of Sam. So
keep an eye. According to what I got here, Cole the 39, Sam Prachira the 87.
Oh, that's O'Neill gear. So yeah, that is Zeller. So if he's on the lead lap, he's
he's going fast. And unless he went down, he sure appears to be on the lead lap. So big congratulations to him, toughing it out.
In live timing and scoring that he is on the lead lap and in 6th overall. So right now in the Pro 2 class, it shows live timing and scoring. It shows Mason Simmons in 1st, Tyler Lennon in 2nd, Noah Gordon in 3rd, Cody Simpson in 4th. Colton Ake is on his 450, so he's not in that class. And then it goes into Lane Lorenzo and Andrew Scholes, who are in that 98 to open A class, followed by David Fry and Ryan Binford.
Great aerial coverage here of round number 6 of the Rocky Mountain ATV MC NGPC series presented by FMF and MMX Racing. Thank you to Beta, the official motorcycle of NGPC. Livestream presented to you by Honda, Precision Concepts, Skaggs Racing, Seat Concepts, and Ride Engineering. What a show it has been so far. And we are racing towards a rousing finish. I ask you at home in the comments, and I ask you, Mark Tilley, does Dare DeMartil have any tricks up his sleeve? Is there anything left to try to break up the dominance of Dante Oliveira?
If he's got it, now would be the time to show it because he's only got about 10 minutes left. And then they'll get that white flag, and Cole getting a
little loose
out there, and almost getting into some of those trees.
So taking a look at the Pro 2 category, Mason Simmons continuing to pull away. Zeller 41 seconds behind. Prachira 10 seconds back of Zeller. Gordon behind him. Simpson a lap down. Our good buddy, unfortunately, Dustin Davis not here this weekend, not entered in this race. Got up on the podium at Paula.
Yeah, I'm interested to see why he isn't here because he's been knocking on that door for a win. I know he got a win at a West Coast Hare Scrambles and maybe even a Works race here recently. So definitely Dustin Davis getting his gas on the podium and having fun. So and it looks like in the plus 25 junior class, Baker out front, Hunter in 2nd, Nick Nays in 3rd, Stover in 4th, and Onstadt.
Yeah, and again, if you didn't hear us before the break, thoughts and prayers to Kai Hunter, Trevor's brother, Craig's son, potentially a broken collarbone. We hope everything's okay. I imagine those guys may be on their way to the local medical facility. Big thanks to the NorCal ambulance is here. The lovely ladies tending to that. And it's an unfortunate part of racing you never want to see, but that is the difference when you come to a sanctioned series where they mandate top-notch safety gear and have medical professionals standing by. That's why we always encourage you to race with reputable series like AMA NGPC. You hope to never use it, but we've all had those days. One thing I want to do, too, is I want to shout out your buddy, Get Well Brownie, Mike Brown, who, geez, even the greatest vet of all time, you never see him go down. He unfortunately had an incident not long ago. Any word from Brownie? Is he doing better?
I haven't actually talked to him. I text back and forth. It sounds like he's going to make a full recovery. Talking with Andy White from FXR. It's just going to take a little bit of time. But, yeah, having some back problems, had to have some surgery, but he's coming out of it relatively unscathed. So hopefully he can make a full recovery and we can see him back out here on the track. But, man, I'm impressed with Cole Zeller. Yesterday, ending up on the ground, and today coming back and fighting for a podium position. And I didn't see him out front, and maybe that was maybe it was us overlooking him a little bit, but definitely nice to see him out front or out up in there and battling, and not that far behind Mason. I mean, 41 seconds. Sam is only 10 seconds behind him, so. But 10 seconds is a fairly decent gap. So Noah Gordon at one time was up there in the. You can tell he's pushing it. He's and it's nice to see. Not nice to see him get out of control, but nice to see him pushing it. And so that's Sam. So that's third in the Pro 2 class. So Mason kind of getting out there and got these guys racing for second place, and Sam's strong. He's going to be strong at late in the race as well. But it looks like he was looking back to see maybe.
I think he heard you talking about him.
Maybe Cole's broken him a little bit, and he's got him settling for third. But Sam doesn't have that kind of mentality, so I'd be really surprised if that's what he's doing.
Well, let's talk about the psyche and the motivating factor, too, for these two very talented Husqvarna racers. That we talk about how Dante's kind of deflated the competition. There's no way for Dante to go, nowhere to go. Simmons is moving up, right? So if you're Zeller and Prachira, you are soon, instead of battling for second and third, you're going to be battling for first and second in this category if things play out the way we think that they will. So kudos to those guys, and I do think someday Cole Zeller, if he can stay healthy, will be a 450 player. I asked him about that today, and he said, not really thinking about it until I win a championship in 250s. That's what I want. But he said, I do know Sam getting, or rather with Mason getting out of here, it's going to be a big help for us.
Yeah, it's going to open up that class. I mean, it's he kind of came in and dominated it last year and was just on a kind of a case-by-case basis with that RPM team. And I'm not sure if there's we got the Oliveira brothers at factory KTM, so not sure if there's room for another factory rider. So maybe RPM might do something and field a 450 rider, which would be kind of cool to see, and kind of go from there. So it's definitely going to open the 250 class up for a potential winner, a brand new winner to the series.
All right, now this is where we need our spotters to hopefully help us. I'm curious, has the white flag flown yet? Where is Dante Oliveira? Is that Dante Oliveira?
It's not out yet.
Is that?
I think that's Moto KK.
Is that Moto KK? Okay, looking for the big
we were just
number
watching.
one.
We were watching Sam, and I think that's or no, that was Cole, and then I believe that this would have been.
As we are 4 minutes and 50 seconds in, but I think the white. I gotta believe. I see the team members coming out right now. There's the 41. White flag may be out if we're running about 7 minutes a lap. And Dante and Dare have potentially already come through. We'll see if we can catch these guys again, guys. We talk about how hard it is to cover 7 miles of course. Remember that if you're watching at home, like, hey, where's the battle with the leaders? We're working on it. We're trying to find these guys. They do an amazing job here with limited cameras and the one drone that they do have, but we're going to certainly try to update you on that battle as we race towards a finish. Everybody wondering, does Dare DeMartille have anything for Dante Oliveira with about 4 minutes left to go in this race?
And if these guys are on the moto track, then those guys are going to be coming close to... They're going to be about midway through the off-road section.
We just got some fresh data, too. If that is accurate, it looks like Dare has drifted back about 16 seconds behind Dante Oliveira. So Dante may have in fact, pulled away. As right now, you take a look at the 41. That's Noah Gordon of Team KTM in the Pro 2 category, having a good day so far, running 4th in that category. 3 minutes on the clock. We believe the white flag has flown. We'll see if anybody can confirm that in our truck.
Looks like that's our resident Swiftie coming through, Trevor Hunter. It looks like he's got something hanging off the back or off the side of his motorcycle.
Trevor Hunter.
Looks like a seat bolt, a Kawasaki seat bolt has left the chat and having that side panel flap off a little bit. So yeah, right here, this is the chicanes right before they go back onto the main moto section. So that might be a Dante Oliveira sighting right there. That would be about where they would be on the track.
That would make sense. Oh, almost went. It just looked a little scary there. Sorry, I got excited. Or is that Mateo? I can't tell if that's a number 1 or the 831. We'll take a look. Could be our leader, though. Dante Oliveira closing in about 2:20. Everything I say officially, unofficial.
I think that's Mateo.
I am going to assume, Mark, that the white flag is out, though. Is that a safe assumption?
I don't think so. I think they'll get it when they come around this time.
You don't think it's flown yet?
Like,
okay.
I didn't see when we had the drone footage, I didn't see it by the Yamaha.
Okay, well, this could be one of those.
That might be Mateo, or that might be Dante going into this section, because it looks like he had some. That might be Dante right there.
All right, well, you guys will see it as we do. We'll continue to piece this thing together, but what we can tell you right now is the five-time defending series champion Dante Oliveira continuing to pace this field and lead his way around. Dare DiMartile in the factory beta behind him, but not within striking distance. As you can see, Dante, the 2-time Works 450 champion, gold medalist at 6 days, West Hare Scramble pro champion on the factory Red Bull FMF KTM, having a Boffo performance here today, but also a great job for the 2-time Works champion behind him, former AMA Pro Motocross Supercross racer Dare DiMartile on that Liquid Moly factory beta. But it looks like it's getting a little pushy out there, huh? I mean,
so this will be this. He's coming off the what we're calling the sand. Whoa, he's getting a little
fatigue setting in.
I mean, he's been pushing it. So coming in the chicanes, I believe this time we're going to see a white flag. If we're wrong, this will be the checkered flag. So
TBT suspension cheering him on.
So we'll see right here if we're getting a white or a checkered flag. I think that this is going to be the white flag. So and there it is.
The white flag waves one more time around. This is that situation I had described as well, too. You see the countdown clock. They're going to go well past 90 minutes on this one. Dante's got to go around. Bobby, what do you think, Bobby D? Put on that pit board. Just keep doing what you're doing, right?
I think he said, hurry up and get this finished. I gotta load these bikes up and we got to go home.
We got to go home and get tested. Luckily, they're not far.
Another day, another dollar for these guys. This is business as usual.
So the white flag is out, but let's not count any chicken before it hatches. One mistake, and Dare DiMartile is there 16 seconds back. Have not seen Dare in view just yet. We'll see if we can catch a glimpse of the factory beta RR trying to run down your point leader, your defending champion, Dante Oliveira.
So in this what we'll see Dante coming back and Dare will come into we didn't get that shot, but in that particular shot we would have seen Dante coming one way and Dare going back the other way. So I believe that's Dare that it was in the top of our screen. We're going to see him right in the middle of the screen right about now. Dante going over the big jump, and then there's Dare right there. It's business as usual for the crew at KTM out front and winning a race going away on the last lap. But Dare has been able to keep Dante close, and it's only going to be a matter of time before he's able to click off some laps and make it to where he's in front of Dante rather than the other way around.
Yeah, the only unfortunate part for Dare is there is nowhere for Dante to get bumped up to, like the situation with Mason Simmons. But Dare just seems to get faster each and every time out on that beta. Does a great job. We'll see if he can run down Dante. I talked to his father, Brody, too. It's interesting. They played with the gearing. They're running 14.48, a little taller than stock. I believe stock's 13.49 roughly. If Carlin Gardner's watching, he knows the exact number on the bike that he helped develop. But they were going for a little bit more top-end speed here. And again, if anybody knows this track, it's them. The problem is, it's just, what did I call him in the beginning of the broadcast? The Rubik's Cube, because he's a difficult problem to solve for everybody out there. How do you run with Dante Oliveira, who just continues to be one of the most dominant dirt bike racers in the world? Here's a question for you, Mark. Let's just say it continues like this. What is the long-term goal for Dante? Is it to stack as many of these championships as he can? Is that what KTM wants out of him, to come out here and just try to keep stacking these things and going after 6 days? Will they shift him over to motocross at some point? Would they shift him to GNCC at some point? What do you think Timmy Wiegand and those boys will do?
Yeah, I think they have their GNCC guys. I think Dante's been one of those guys that's been able to go back there and race GNCC and win. I think that, it's all about championships. They want as many championships as they can. Dante to be able to, 6 days is a big deal for the KTM group. Ante over there doing a lot for the 6K program in general. But, that's what any guy wants to do, is win championships as much as you can for as long as you can. Again, I think that it's always nice to look back and see where Dare and the whole beta program has come from. I remember when he showed up here a few years back, he was struggling to finish races, and now he's battling for the wins and going up against a lot larger manufacturers and all that kind of stuff, and not that far behind. I mean, he's keeping him honest. So, shout out to the entire Beta Factory Racing team, and Dare and his dad. He kind of stepped up when he got his dad back as his mechanic and doing that stuff. So a great father-son thing going on, but they've come a long way, and it's great to see that they're battling for wins and going for it, because that's Dare at the bottom of the screen and Dante at the top of the screen. So shout out to those guys, and not to get discouraged, and just to keep. It takes a lot to just keep moving forward. So it's a great thing to see.
Been an impressive era. They have made beta motorcycles since 1905, believe it or not. But
he's making up some time.
He is, yeah. Dare
that's not 16 seconds anymore.
Dare with the last gasp charge. As we said before, this thing's never over. Dante doesn't often make mistakes, but if he were to make one mistake, a bike failure, I remember a few years ago at Buffalo Bills when everybody ran out of gas. Things like that can happen. You just never know, and that's why Dare is still giving it everything he got on that factory beta. But Dante Oliveira stretching his legs a little bit, doing what he does best, as it looks like Matteo continuing to hang on to third, Giacomo Redondi running fourth, Tyler Lynn officially a lap down, the Cowboy Colton Eck a lap down as well, Sedora 4 laps down, trying to finish this race here today in the Open Pro category. Dante Oliveira.
Dante definitely in the home stretch, so he's not pushing it probably as hard as he was in some of the other laps. He's got this last little off-road section to do. He makes this right-hand corner, sweeping corner, and then comes across the bottom end, and then goes back up into the sand track, and then we'll finish it off right behind us in the main track. But yeah, Dare not backing down, going hard all the way to the end.
Racing to a finish here in round number 6. After this, we'll look ahead to Big Bear. We'll look ahead to that big race in Laughlin. And all of you watching out there, I'd love to see each and every one of you in Laughlin. Plan your vacations accordingly. As I told you, a great gaming community. I've been there many times with Best in the Desert, the famous Laughlin Loop, home of the Laughlin Leap. Mark, you are going to love it. Great. Everything you want, from In-N-Out to steakhouse to, I don't know if you want to bring your whole team and don't get them lost at the blackjack table or slot machine. That could cost you a few bucks. But certainly there's everything you'd like to do. The Colorado River is right there. It is a lot of fun in Laughlin, Nevada, and it looks like that's where we will end the series this year. Still hope for the Havasu round, from what I understand, too. They're trying to work it out. Another one of the situations where they need a club to come in and help and trying to iron out those details. But if anybody can do it, it is NGPC's chief negotiator, Craig Hunter, who, man, we need to get him in our United States government. He'll solve all problems and all wars. He is the one and only Craig Hunter. By the way, if anybody would like to get involved in this series from a sponsorship standpoint, Craig Hunter, also the guy to talk to.
Yeah, and we're watching the final leg of the pro main event here in Marysville for NGP round number 6, I believe.
Round 6, Dante Oliveira.
All he has to do is make it through these chicanes and over a couple tabletop jumps, and he's got another one to add to his resume.
Very, very impressive. Just seems to get better and better. Very poised and focused young man. Everything I've heard about him, he does not live with a lot of distractions. Likes to train, likes to ride his dirt bike, has a very loving girlfriend that he is fond of, but he's not the type to go out and party, not the type to go out and get crazy. He likes nothing more than to taste sweet, sweet victory and collect checkered flags. Say hello to your winner, the five-time series champion, followed closely by a man who needs to hold his head high out of Team Factory Beta. Dare DeMartille making Carlin Gardner and Rodney Smith and all the boys over there very, very proud. Nothing to be ashamed of. And we'll see if Mateo hangs on to that podium finish as the checkered flag waves. Looks like our official here, her arm's getting a little tired, I think, from waving that checkered flag
and you
out
couldn't
there.
even get all that five-time thing out before Dare came across the finish line.
I think it was only 4.
Pretty impressive.
As we continue to Mateo, let's see if Mateo held on. Let's hope something didn't happen for his sake as they can continue to cross the Yamaha finish line here at round number 6. Almost summer break time for the NGPC series before we head to Big Bear and Laughlin, Nevada. And is this the 831? Yes, it is. Mateo Oliveira. He picked up some serious points today, Mark. We'll have to see how everything shakes down on the NGP Series app and website when this one's all said and done. But he might have jumped up a couple positions in the point standings after coming in 5th. We know he definitely gained a lot on Tyler Lynn. And there is Giacomo Redondi. He salvages some points.
Wow, he got close, too.
Yeah, he did. He picked it up at the end of this race. Here comes the 108. Even if riders are lapped here in the Grand Prix finish, everybody will come off. That is how it works. As it looks like this young lady, she might be getting a little bored of waving the checkered flag. We got to get that lady back from Glen Helen with the pink mohawk who was so emphatic, who loved it. Here we go, finishing up. And we'll see. We'll keep an eye.
Nick Stover coming across the line, one of the 25A riders.
We'll keep an eye on Mason Simmons as well. We believe he should be first in the Pro 2 category. And there he is, Mason Simmons. Just a few more turns left to go as he continues to build upon his impressive points lead. Now, I'd like to see the math here because, you know, Mason has a commanding lead, but we'll have to exactly figure out how many points he needs to be able to step up to 450 by the end of the season. But your winner, say hello to Melbourne, Australia's victorious rider here in Marysville, California. He is Mason Simmons getting it done. Great performance as Mr. Hines of the NGPC series greets him. Moto KK Michaela Nielsen expected to be first in the women's category. We'll sort it all out. Stay with us, guys. We got podium interviews, unofficial results coming up. We'll be back right after these messages from our sponsors.
Take the whole crew. Powered by a 4-cylinder engine, we're extending peak premium performance to everyone. A premium automotive-inspired cab provides plenty of space for the whole crew. Good times are better with good company. Good company meets its peak with Ridge Crew and Ridge XR Crew.
I'm Jeremy McGrath, and I trust Maxxis tires. It's the only way I roll.
Well, we are officially on summer break here at the NGPC series, and it's time to give you some unofficial results as we get set to go. As we're going to talk to all of our podium finishers here in mere moments from Marysville. Hope you guys really enjoyed it. My name is Jack Rapella from the Racing Jack YouTube channel. Mark Tilley from the Dirt Bike Magazine YouTube channel is out there. We'll speak with him here in just a few moments. But what a great race it was. As we continue on here, unfortunately, it looks like the heat may have unfortunately taken out our monitor over here, James. I don't have a monitor, unfortunately, in here. Not 100% sure where we're going next, but I believe we are going to our podium here, I do believe. As, again, we hope to take a look at the results here, as it was a great day from Marysville. Again, our podium finishers are standing by. We want to thank all the great sponsors who made it possible. Today is round 6 of the Rocky Mountain ATV MC NGPC series presented by FMF, hosted by MMX Racing. Jared Fisher and his team did such a tremendous job here today. Also want to thank Beta, the official motorcycle of NGPC. They will be raffling off a 2025 450 RX. Visit ngpcseries.com for the $5 raffle tickets as we continue on this live stream presented by Honda, Precision Concepts, Skaggs Racing, and Seat Concepts. We also want to thank Ride Engineering, the official triple clamp of NGPC. All racers, remember, you can save 25% off. 25% off at rideengineering.com if you use code NGPC25. As we also look ahead towards the next races coming up, the freshly announced, brand new August 21st through the 24th Swap Moto NGPC Invitational by Big Bear Grand Prix. Big thanks to our staff here, Gio Brito, James Burtock, getting my monitor back on. Thanks a lot. I was flying blind for a few seconds. We'll do what we can out here in the wilderness, bringing you this great coverage. L&N Media Services, tremendous job. Kelly McGuire, our audio technician from afar. Ross Fitz as well. Can't wait to see him back. And they've come a long way with these productions. I'll tell you, behind the scenes, it's a lot of hard work, but they're making it happen, and they're bringing the action to you live wherever you may be. So let them know about it down below in the comments. I know we got some folks watching all the way from Australia. Thank you guys so much. As I said before, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Also, check out my YouTube channel if you get a chance. It's called Racing Jack here on YouTube. We do a lot of NGPC coverage. Did an interview with Michaela Nielsen that we're going to have up soon, and got to talk to her at some of the pro motocross rounds. We'll keep you abreast of it all. We'll also keep you abreast of the changing schedule in round number 8, which will be in Laughlin, Nevada. Make your plans. You guys will love it. I'm telling you, right next to the Colorado River, the casinos out there. It is always a blast. It's a lot of fun because oftentimes when we come to these races, sometimes we're in the middle of nowhere. We're not really in the middle of nowhere here in Marysville, but it is beautiful. Looks like snow's falling, but it's actually cotton in the air. So let's hope our own Mark Tilley doesn't have cotton mouth. Let's send it down to him. He's got some podium finishers for us.
When you got these guys on your tail?
Yeah, I got a great start, and I'm kind of slow the first couple laps. It takes me a little bit to get warmed up, and they're always aggressive the first couple of laps, super pressuring me a bunch. So I'm trying to breathe a little bit and relax and just get into a flow. But so it's kind of hard getting to charge, and when you do get a good start, to charge and move forward when these guys are so aggressive the first couple laps. But I just took a couple deep breaths and hit my marks, focused on hitting my lines and just moving forward. I'd rip the off-road section pretty good and be able to gap them out a decent amount, and then they'd reel me in every time once we got back to the 2 tracks. But it was a great day of racing. These guys both rode strong, and it was wheel-to-wheel battling, so it was fun and an epic track too.
Well, now I'd say a little bit of home field advantage, but these guys live up here too, so there isn't any home field advantage for that. What do you have coming up for the summertime? I know that's a break in the series. I know that you're going to be focusing on some 6-day stuff and going there, but tell me what your plans are for the off season.
Shoot, I got suspension testing tomorrow and Tuesday, and then put the feet up for the rest of the week, and then get back to work. Head out to 6 days early, July 28th, and just full ISD prep all summer long. So grass track and our enduro loops.
All right, well, I know it takes a village to get you here. Who else would you like to thank?
The whole FMF KTM team, my mom and dad, my lady, my mechanic Bobby D, IMS for the quick pit stop, FMF, gut seats, Renthal bars, precision stabilizers, WP suspension, Travis for coming out and helping out, and the whole squad behind this bike, the Grand Prix crew, and Jared for putting on a sick event.
All right, well, there you have it. There's the winner. Now we're going to step over here to second place. Dare D. Martel getting closer and closer and closer to that win, making this liquid Molly Beta look amazing out there on the track. Coming to a home race for you, got out to a good start. Take us through your race.
Yeah, I got off to an okay start. Dante ended up getting around me in the second turn, but I knew I had to be aggressive those first couple of turns to kind of get in the lead and set the pace. But no, had a good first hour of the race, I'd say. We were me, Matteo, and him. Dante were on each other pretty hard, and the roost was pretty gnarly for me and Matteo in the back there. There's a couple water sections in the back of the track that no one can really see, and you don't really want to be too close to the guy in front of you and get your goggles all wet and ruin your race that way. So it was you had to strategize for sure, but no, I ended up making a couple mistakes the last couple laps, and I got caught up with some lappers where Dante would get around them and they wouldn't think that I was as close as I was. So kind of had to wiggle around them and do what I could, and I just need to minimize some mistakes, and I think we can get on the top box. But overall, good race. Shout out to MMX, Jared Fisher. He put on an awesome event. I love how this series gets to come to Marysville, my hometown, so I get to see all my beautiful family and friends, and it's just been an awesome weekend, and I'm happy to get a good ride and be safe and healthy going into break.
Yeah, we could see on the live feed, we could see those water sections in the back, and it looked like you were a little bit faster in some of those sections where you'd come right up onto the back wheel of Dante, and then, like you said, you'd get plastered by the water and kind of have to set back a little bit. But you're doing a great job on that Beta. Is there anybody else you'd like to thank for getting you here?
For sure. The whole Liqui Moly Beta USA factory team, IMS, my dad, my girlfriend Bryn, my sister, her whole family, everyone that came out to support. It was awesome. Like I said, it's awesome to have a local round and to have like all my family, my girlfriend's family come out and check everything out and be able to support not only on online, but to be able to see it all go down in person. So yeah, the whole Liqui Moly Beta USA factory team, Evans Coolant, Works Connection, Moz Powder Coating, Regina Change, HBD Graphics, FMF, Kite Wheels, Fastway Pegs, Mika Metals, ARC Levers, FXR, and Divvy Water, MMX Racing, everyone, man. It takes a whole crew to make all this go around, and my Bridgestone tires were great out there as well, and I'm just happy to be healthy going into break.
Well, now, and you said there is a village here that's supporting you, because we could hear them screaming the whole time and everything like that. So that's nice to see. What are your plans for this break? Are you just going to relax? Or I know that the moto riders and off-road riders really don't take a break, but what are your plans for the break?
No, I have some fun off the bike stuff planned for sure, but no, gonna keep on two wheels and keep riding and training and putting in the time over the season with with the team. And also I'm riding the 450 a little bit. I did Hangtown Pro National with Dante as well. So I've been riding the 450 and kind of transitioning over to that. So yeah, we have plenty of stuff we got to keep rolling with. So yeah, just going to keep riding and keep training. And there's some other little racing that I'll do that I'll talk about when it's time. So it'll be fun.
All right, well, good luck with that, and we'll see you back after the break.
Thank you.
All right, and we're going to walk over here to third place overall, already hugging his trophy over here. A cool trophy for the MMX crew that did a great job here. I got to ride the track earlier. It was great. So third, you were up there with them the whole time. You're coming back from injury. You got to be happy with this.
Yeah, I'm stoked. My speed in the beginning of the race was awesome. I was dicing it up there. I think got a little bit of pace on those boys. I think if I got around them, I could have led some laps, but they're strong and they know what they're doing. So I'm pumped. First Grand Prix back from injury, and couldn't ask for any more.
Yeah, now you're running some other series and getting some other stuff going on underneath your belt, getting some wins there. What's it going to take to beat these guys?
I don't know. I definitely have the speed. I just got to keep plugging away and believing in myself. You know, that after that hour mark, they just stay steady, and I start making a couple mistakes and then fall off a little bit. But just got to keep working hard. I'm more than capable, and I know what it takes. I see what the man does every week. So just got to keep my head down and work, and it'll come before the end of the year, I believe.
All right. Well, who would you like to thank for getting you here?
The whole FMF Red Bull KTM team. Happy Father's Day to my dad, my mom, my siblings for coming out, my girlfriend that's watching, and Jared and the MMX crew for putting on an awesome race, the whole NGPC crew for doing everything they do, and Travis, WP guy, for coming out, my mechanic Josh, and everyone. Thank you.
All right, well, there you have it. There's the pro podium, the open pro podium from Marysville. Back to you, Jack.
And to Dante Oliveira, Mateo Oliveira, and Dare DiMartio putting on a great show out here at Marysville before the series heads to summer break. 2 KTMs and a factory beta high atop the podium. It was great to watch them battle, a sign of things to come. Can't wait for the season-ending battles that we will see at the last couple rounds here of the series. We'll keep an eye on Dare when we get to Ridgecrest as well, too. Remember, Dare won at Ridgecrest last year, scored factory beta, their historic first win. Let's take a look at Pro 2 category where Mason Simmons led the way. Cole Zeller, congratulations to him too, toughing it out. Was unsure if he'd be able to compete after his crash yesterday, and he brings home a second. Great job by him and his team. Samuel Pret-Shearer, and coming home on the number 3rd spot, Noah Gordon 4th. Cody Simpson on the 2-stroke, finishing 5th. Zachary Curling, Jordan Mass, Kai Aiello finishing in the top 8 here today. NGPC round number 6, Marysville, California. It was cool, and Mason Simmons continues to build upon that points lead, so we'll see what he does at Ridgecrest. If he continues to stretch it out to where he locks up that championship and clinches it, we'll see him at a 450 by the time we get to Laughlin. What a dominant racer he has been. Healthy this year as well. Both Dante and Mason have been able to avoid the injuries that plagued them last year when we went on summer break. So let's cross our fingers and hope both those talented racers stay healthy for the next round of racing. And also, we look forward to seeing a lot of you at Big Bear. Like we said, get your entry in. They're going to cap that one at 700 entries, and that sounds like a lot, but keep in mind, we go to SoCal. I think we had 1,800 this year at Glen Helen, so there could be a lot of people that missed the cut for this first race. Make sure if you're watching this right now and you have not pre-entered for Big Bear, make sure you do it. As some young racers of tomorrow having a great time. That's what we love about this series, as well as you see all different ages out there. Not only do we race here on Sunday, but we race all day Saturday. We went through several motos yesterday. Racers as young as 3 years old were out there burning some fuel, having some fun. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. For sure, we do appreciate all the moto dads. All the dads that have kind of we have them to blame for giving us this love of motorcycles. So many of them. Happy Father's Day. And we finish this race in time that a lot of people can head to dinner or finish up the barbecue as we await our Pro 2 podium. Big shout out to our own director, LNN Media Services, Aaron Kennard. He's a father. He's got his 2 sons with him. The LNN. They put the LNN in LNN Media Services as we get the Pro and 2 category ready to go. We're just moments away from talking to Mason Simmons out here. Great performance by him. Another commanding performance. And we will send it down to Dirt Bike Magazine's Mark Tilley. He has our podium finishers.
Okay, Jack, we're
Pro
back.
2. Take it away, Mark.
Chaos down here on the 250 podium, getting everybody moved in and out. But we got, again, another dominating performance from Mason Simmons aboard his RPM KTM. Mason, tell us about your race.
It was all good. Got the whole shot and, put my head down and tried to charge. And, Sam was actually not too far behind me for a bit. I think he had a drop and then he got in a battle with the boys. And, just tried to focus on myself and ride my own race and, led every lap. So it was good.
So now, with the break coming up, I know you've been riding a 450 a lot. You took a little weekend off and rode with the boys on the Dirt Bike Magazine bike for the 10-hour. What do you have planned for the break? You're winning, so you don't have to work harder, but what do you have planned for the break?
I'm going to go home on Wednesday, back to Australia, and keep training for a couple of weeks. And I've got to get a little surgery from my injury last year, and then I'm going to kick the feet up for a little bit and take a little bit of time off and regroup, and been doing a lot of racing lately. So, I just want to relax, recharge the batteries a bit and come back for the second half of the year. And, hopefully we can wrap up this championship.
So now we've been talking in the booth a little bit about you going to the 450 class and maybe possibly seeing you on a 450 later this year. Are those rumors true?
Yeah, very true. Depends how this all goes. If we wrap it up around early, then for sure I'll probably jump up to the 450 and just get my feet wet before transitioning full-time next year. So, that's the plan, and fingers crossed that's what happens, and I'm looking forward to it.
All right, well, lots of stuff in the air. Who would you like to thank for getting you here?
The whole RPM KTM racing team, Mike, Cameron, Carissa. Cameron's nailed the bike every time, so stoked for that. And, got a few Aussies out here today. Wayno, Simone, Fee, Paul, so... feeling the Aussie love out here, and just everyone else that makes this possible for me to go racing.
All right, well, there you have it. Mason Simmons bringing home the win on his RPM KTM. We're going to turn right here to second place. And Cole, now yesterday you ended up on the ground. I saw you kind of riding back after the start in the pro race. I saw your girlfriend and your dad kind of being really concerned, trying to figure out what was going on. What happened yesterday?
Well, I did that dash with cash thing. Went down in turn 2 and then got ran over, so I got a big bruise on the back from that. But that was no big deal, just some cosmetic stuff. And then lap 1, I just slid out over the double over there and completely yard sailed. Like, I hit the ground pretty hard, and I was beat up yesterday and pretty beat up today, and that was everything I had. And so I'm like, I had like the shivers like halfway through that thing. So needless to say, I'm spent.
So now, Dad got the bike all back together, all ready to go. Girlfriend probably gave you a massage to get you going for the next day. And how did you get out there? Like, you got a good start, or a start up there, and then take us through your race. What was that all about?
Yeah, I got like a 4th place start, and was just eating so much roost. Cody was riding really good. I was really impressed. And then I just I started following him a bit too much, and then Noah was right behind me. So I had to switch it up a little bit, and just once he made a mistake, I wasn't behind him. So I was able to capitalize on that and then put in a couple good laps. He was still behind me, and then I pitted a lap early. And then when those two boys pitted, I was able to get past Sam and both Noah in the pit, and then it was just hammer down from there. Sam rode a really good race. He kept me so honest. I mean, it was so close. He could have passed me 3 or 4 times just on that track over there. So props to him for riding a good race, and he could have easily cleaned me out. So I really appreciate these boys. And, yeah, it was a good time. I'd like to thank my dad. Happy Father's Day. I tried to put in a good result for you this time. So, the whole Husqvarna team, my beautiful girlfriend Kylie, Ryan and Bob at Precision Concepts, RB Performance, Gainslinger Human Performance, Cameron and Carissa, we're killing it. And Lake Elsinore Casino, VP, IMS, Pro Taper, Rhino Power, Pro Taper, Hunt Racing, Nitro Moose, Pro Circuit, DID, everyone else, man, you guys are awesome. Thanks so much.
You're making my job easy. What do you have planned for the offseason? You just well-deserved rest, or are you going to keep going at it?
No, I got one more. I go up to Bellingham, Washington for the West Hare Scramble in 2 weeks, which is quite the trek. And then I'm heading back east. My girlfriend lives in Massachusetts, so I'll be there, staying there, doing some woods race, some local woods stuff. I'd like to keep racing through the summer, and if all goes well, I want to race Unadilla. That's the plan, to race Unadilla Pro Motocross in the 250 class. So, yeah.
All right. Well, it sounds like you got a lot planned for this break that we're supposed to have. So good luck with that, and we'll see you back after the break.
Thanks so much.
All right. We're going to walk over here to Sam. Not even going to try to pronounce her name, but Sam got out there. You were with Mason for a long time. Take us through your race.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I made a mistake and went down in a silly section that I definitely shouldn't have done, and that's on me. So dropped back there and just took a little bit too long to get back into the swing of things, and then made a good charge the last 2 laps and nearly had him, but not quite. So got some stuff I need to work on and clean some stuff up. And, yeah, other than that, though, it was pretty good. Massive thanks to Paul, Fee, Simone and Wayne and everyone that's come out. Yeah, it was awesome to see everyone. And, yeah, big thank you to Three Bros, Husqvarna, Hatch Racing, Troy Lee Designs, Golden Tie, FMF, and yeah, just everyone that makes it happen.
So now there is a break in racing, just like we've been talking to these guys. What are your plans for the break? Are you going back home, or you going to stay here and try to grind out some more motos?
Yeah, I'm going to head back home. I've got a big race on at home, and I'll do that, and then yeah, I'll still get stuck into it and put in a good off season and come back and clean some stuff up that I need to work on so we can come back a bit stronger at the next one.
All right. Is there anybody else you'd like to thank?
Yeah, just everyone that's come out. Yeah, it's awesome. Huh? Yeah, Mason.
All right. Well, there you have it. It looks like another podium sweep with the Precision Concepts crew. I got my Precision Concept stuff on, but it looks like Robbie Bell and Bob Bell doing some stuff. I know that Cole was thanking them as well. So, there we have it. And back to you, Jack.
Out there, that's still the cotton that you see flying around. Congratulations to all of our Pro 2 finishers. Great job, Mason, Simmons, and company. Look forward to seeing each and every one of these racers back when we resume. And what a tremendous job it was, not only in the Pro 2 category, but the Pro Women's category as well. And I know those podium finishers are standing by, and we're going to talk to them in just a few moments. But Mason Simmons, man, keep an eye on him. I think he's going to be a major player in the 450 category, and that is good news for KTM. They could have yet another bike up there in the Dante Oliveira, Mateo Oliveira sandwich as we continue to give you a look around beautiful Marysville, California. The train rolling by. Hope you guys have a chance to come up here someday. Such a cool area, famous for its rich history, big player in the gold rush. I'll tell you who had a gold rush here today, and that's Michaela Moto KK Nielsen, all the way from Riverside, California. She puts on another dominant performance, wins this race over Ava Silvestri and Ty Wolfslayer, getting it done. So Michaela continuing to inch towards another championship here at NGPC and hoping that she can win a championship in women's motocross as well. She's currently running third in that point series, getting ready to head east for 3 rounds in the Pro Motocross Series. But she looked like she was on top of her game here today in beautiful Marysville. Had a lot of fun at this round. Track was in great shape as always. Big shout out goes to Jared and his whole crew for keeping this place in top-notch condition. Happy Father's Day once again, as Liam and Noah want to wish a very happy Father's Day to their dad of L&N Media Services here in the truck. Aaron Kennard getting it done. Thank you so much. Our live stream broadcast takes a small army out here, but these guys, they get better each and every time out. My pleasure to work with all of them, and we'll be looking forward to hopefully live streaming the race at Big Bear. Like I said, if there's anybody watching out there, any big dogs, anybody that wants to get involved in sponsorship to make it happen, get a hold of Craig Hunter, our dad, and I do believe we've got our Pro Women standing by. Let's send it down to Mark Tilley.
Back down here on the podium with the Women's Pro Division. And again, Moto KK taking home the win. Now, we've been talking about you taking home the win in this and all kinds of stuff, and I'll have you take me through the race, and then we'll talk about the pro women's stuff that you're going to be doing this summer and stuff like that. So take us through the race. What happened?
Yeah, honestly, didn't really get off the start. We were kind of just sitting there like 2 seconds after. But, yeah, eventually got going and then got into the lead and had a pretty good first half, and then we pitted, and then I had like a crash on that same lap, picked it up, and, yeah, after that just kind of managed the race till the end. So almost had a smooth sailing race, but, yeah, I had that one little hiccup.
So now we know that you're going to be doing a lot of stuff over the summertime. I know that SLR goes to Mammoth a lot. I'm not sure if you're going there, but tell us what your plans are for the break.
Yeah, in a couple weeks I'm going to go to Mammoth with the team. I think it's just going to be the off-road team, honestly, at Mammoth. Then the trailer's actually going to go to Redbud for our futures that we have. And then I'm just going to skip out on Loretta's this year. It's just a lot of money. But then my focus is going to be for WMX at Ironman, Unadilla, Budds Creek. So been having a blast with those. Those are really fun. Ended up winning the first round at Paula, so I'm trying to get back to that. But, yeah, it's a blast that we even have WMX on the same weekends as the pros now. So just trying to get that going and get momentum with that, even just trying to expand it to more girls to come race. But, yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. Not too busy summer, but just enough.
So who would you like to thank for getting you here?
I'd like to thank my parents. Happy Father's Day to my dad for this win. The whole team, SLR Honda, Fly, Alpine Stars, Monster, Throttle Syndicate, IMS, ODI, Pro Circuit, Hinson, Dunlop, DID, Dirt Tricks, Mosh Pro, just everyone on this bike. Thank you.
All right, well, there you have it. Moto KK bringing home another win. We're going to walk over here to second place. Now, you've been tearing it up all over in a bunch of different disciplines, hair scrambles, some of the other West Coast national events. So you've been busy. You've definitely been busy. How can you keep going with all this stuff? Like, how do you race week in, week out?
Honestly, I don't know. I just tell everybody that I like to race my dirt bike. I honestly hate practicing during the week. It's my least favorite thing, but obviously I know to get better, that's what I have to do. But also at the same time, like, the only really way for me to get better is to replicate that race pace, and obviously the only way to do that is to go race. So, yeah, I think this is like my 19th or something weekend in a row. Maybe I had like one weekend off. I'm not sure. But, yeah, I've been all over the place. I think the hardest part in general is just, being able to adapt back to what series I go to. It's hard coming back from the East Coast. All those GNCCs have been just pure mud. So coming back over here, it's honestly a little difficult to, readjust to everything over here. But, no, it's good. I mean, honestly, I really like it, too, preparing me a little bit for 6 days at the end of the summer, because I kind of can see what my bike's doing in all different types of terrain and see what I really like and what I don't like, and actually help myself set my bike up well for that. So, it's good. And personally for me, I'm trying to be all over the place as much as possible. So being the best well-rounded rider I could be is just by doing everything. So, yeah, it's been fun. I can't complain at all. It's a lot, but I really enjoy it.
So now, West Coast Hare Scrambles, National Hare and Hound, GNCC, and NGPC. You're doing all of those series.
Yeah, not GNCCs full-time. I'm doing eight of those this year. Doing, obviously, this series full-time, Hare and Hounds full-time, and then I've done like 90% of the Hare Scrambles, but that's not the series that I'm focusing on this year, so I didn't end up doing the whole thing. But would have been nice to actually do the whole thing, because I won basically all the ones that I've gone to. But, sometimes it's just how the cookie crumbles. But, yeah, no, basically all over the place.
All right, and you mentioned something about 6 days. So when it comes to the summer break, you're going to be training for 6 days and going to that?
Yeah, actually, I fly out tomorrow morning to actually head back east, do another GNCC, and then weekend after do another Hare Scramble, and then basically from then on out I'll be all head first into everything ISD. Yeah, we head over there in mid-August sometime. Pretty stoked on that. It's in Italy this year, so yeah, just a lot of sprints this summer, and don't really get a break of any sort just because of how early into the summer, I guess, 6 days is. The last 2 years it's been in like November, October, but I'm all for it.
All right, well, who would you like to thank for getting you here?
Of course, like KK said, happy Father's Day to all the dads. And then, of course, my parents, first and foremost, Gas, 395 Motorsports, Troy Lee Designs, FMF, Blood Lubricants, Dirt Tricks, AME Grips, Fast Company, and everyone else. Thank you.
All right, well, good luck this summer. And we're going to walk over here to the young lady that just nailed the start. You made them look like they were sleeping because they might have been sleeping. You got a great start, so take us through your race.
I thought I jumped the gun. I kind of looked back and was like, oh my gosh, it's a light green, because I did not expect that. But then they got around me pretty quick, and it was just kind of by myself for the rest of the race, and I just tried to put in some solid laps and not tip over and just ride smooth.
Well, it's great to see you because we saw you at the beginning of the year, and then you said I want to do some more, and it's great to see you out here. It's great to see. I mean, that whole shot would be enough for me if I got that with these girls, and even if they passed me in the first turn, I'd be fine with all that. So you're definitely doing better than you have at the beginning of the year and making progress. Who would you like to thank for getting you here?
My mom and my dad, and happy Father's Day to my dad, even though he's not here, and Reflex Racing, and Economy Flores Fast Company, Precision Concepts, X-Brand, Amy Grips, and everybody else that stands behind me.
And I forgot to ask you over the break, are you going to do any certain kind of training or any kind of races or anything like that, or are you just going to kind of relax?
We'll probably hit any local races that might come up or anything like that, and then whatever they were talking about, like Big Bear, we might maybe hit that if there's not a race that weekend, one of the other races, I guess. But probably just riding as much as I can, and just kind of trying to chillax. We've been doing a lot of races, so.
All right, well, it's great to see you back out here and racing and improving. So, Jack, there you have it. There's the Women's Pro podium, and back to you.
Event it was, and I got to ask in the truck, can we get a quick shot in here at the booth because we want to wish happy Father's Day to everybody. Look who we got. This is Noah Wave High. Did you have a good time out there? This is not my son, but this is the son of our talented director, Aaron Kennard. You put the N in L&N Media. Did you have a good time out there? Give me 5. It was awesome, guys. Thanks so much. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We really, really appreciate it, and we can't wait to see each and every one of you at the next round. Get those entries in for Big Bear. Great job on the podium. He's Mark Tilley. I'm Jack Corbella. Happy Father's Day, everybody. We'll see you at Big Bear.